Hello, hello. Hello, hello, yes. Hello, everybody, and welcome. It is the 5th of September, 2024, and this is a very special edition of the level 99 live stream, where we are feeling fine all the way up here at level 99. I hope you're all happy, healthy, and most importantly, hydrated. We are so live and the collarbones are out. You know we love them. Can you guys let me know if you hear the sound effects as well? I hope everything is coming through okay. Literally, this was all thrown together at the last second because I thought I had a little bit more time. Thank you. Thank you. I thought we had some more time, but we do not. So let's go ahead and fire up the old... this guy. Oh, we're still good. So we're hanging out with Raw Phil today. Stuttering Craig is going to be interviewed by the liar himself, Dark Side Phil. We are not standing for this king anymore. He has been lying to his fans and to us for the past 7 years. The past 7 years. Yes, boo this man. And also boo Stuttering Craig. And the entire side scrollers grift machine. Wait, are they on Twitch? Negative. This is a YouTube thing. They are not live streaming on both Twitch and YouTube like we are. And before we get into the business at hand, allow me to thank each and every one of you guys for helping me. That's right. You can also let people know how you feel by typing an exclamation point boo into the chat, or exclamation point yay for applause. Didn't work. Really? 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 See here. Disaster stream commands. Cheer. Boo. These are the actions. Hello, Deus Marionette. There you go. Hello, King Be Cruel. Like we were just hanging out with each other earlier today. There you go. You heard the claps? You didn't hear it. Okay. Try this again. It's coming through on my end. Commands aren't working. I heard them. We can hear when you do it. Okay. Interesting. Oh, this is why. Disaster stream. Yeah, we can't activate them. Okay. We'll fix it. Stream deck. Coffee! What up, pimp? How are you, my friend? Stuttering Craig better say something to push back. True? If the TTS works. Surprise, surprise. Phil is late to his own stream again. Yes, and King Be Cruel, that command is also not working. So, disaster stream. Let me see how I can fix this. Commands. Boo. 4 commands. Command triggered. Yes. Random boo. Exclamation point boo. Lowercase. Play sound from folder. Finish before continuing at 100%. Finish playing before continuing. Application default. He's beating one out. Oh, hell no. Oh, hell no. Any guess? Nah, just me. Did the DSP thing work? Not over here. Not on YouTube, huh? Well, first off, thank you for hanging out with us on YouTube. We will fix this. Speaker bot. Stream bot. Let me do this. I'm going to Stream Deck. Stream Deck source. Discord. Ah, here we go. Streaming bot. Try now. You be gooning? Woo! I hope not. Probably thinking about Leanna. DSP will work the first time.
Who cares?
There it is.
Who cares?
Yes, who cares that he's been lying to his fans for the past 7 years? For those of you who do not know, DSP just yesterday on his own stream let it be known that he is down from the rafters. But in true DSP fashion, he had to lie about it.
Stop it! Stop!
Mm-hmm. Did it work? I couldn't hear it. Really? I heard it. The King Be Cruel command does not work yet. I'm working on it. I had to fix the larger things at hand. DDR. It's all right, pimp. You're good.
Wow, are you crazy?
You can't say that anymore because legit crazy people will be like legitimately mad at that. But, you know, for those of you who do not know, DDR 2000 with the girl announcer, she would say shit like, "What are you, American?" when you would fail. So there you go. And to be honest, maybe I am American. You don't know that. You don't know me. No, I'm sorry. I'm Canadian. What are we even doing? So let me know. Can you see this? Because I know In and Outer Place last time was saying that they couldn't see what was going on, but it would be such a shame to not be able to see this scrolling parallax background. I figured that, you know, bless. Oh, Canada. Bombastic side eye.
Hold up.
But you know what, King Be Cruel, I do got something for you, and I'm gonna turn down the music for this one. Listen up.
Obama.
McDud MK2, welcome to the shit show, my friend.
Fuck.
How are you? Thank you for hanging out with us here today.
And his name is John Cena. He's gonna get in the ring and put boots down.
Now, how come that's not working? Jesus God, nothing is working. Where's my Twitch?
This groove is almighty.
Hey, yo. Only heard it. Yeah. This is a Twitch alert, too, so I don't know what the deal is.
Game.
Exclamation point SFX works. Good. And thank you for the After Hours Discord check-in. The Obama's not there yet. And in fact, let me show off the... let me populate a list for you guys. Yeah, I know. It's a disaster stream. Commands SFX. Let me fire that one off. Pause. There you go. This is what we got going on. And for those of you who are not familiar, gang is actually one of my favorites. So if you do exclamation point gang, it will get you all set up. It said it was starting at 2, but of course Phil is late to his own stream. I was under the impression that it was going to start at 2:30. So while we're here, let's go ahead and do this command. We're going to do commands. We're going to duplicate this. And we're going to play a sound from a folder, but we're actually just going to play a sound. So settings, core, no. Sounds, play sound. And then we're going to find the file. It's in the Street Fighter thing. And this is, I'm looking at a separate thing for this. So if Phil goes live, please do let me know. Program files. OBS. So thank you guys also for hanging out with me earlier today. Literally, it was the Set Mania stream. I went out and grabbed something to eat, and then I came back here to do this. Kind of Sav was reaching out. She was like, "Are you going to do that?" And I said yes. So there you go. I had to. I was honor bound. Street Fighter 3 announcer. There we go. Ooh. Where is it? Assets. Well, that. I have this. I swear I do. PDR. Let's check the random sound effects. Sense. That makes. No items. Well, I got the picture. I swear to God, I found these sound effects earlier today. Disaster. I'll figure it out. True shit show. I can't believe DSP admitted to lying about Down from the Rafters for years and expected anyone with a brain to believe he sold the account. Yeah.
Goblin blood orgy.
Did you see that 672 was in King Sly stream yesterday? He subscribed to him too. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. King Sly stream, that's the detractor account. DSP owes Craig a big apology for lying to his face and then calling him a scumbag afterwards. True. True, but he's not going to do that. You know he's not going to do that. I hope Craig presses him on this. I hope Craig understands what's going on here. There is a calculated reason why DSP decided to do this before the interview today, and I think it's because I think he just made it worse for himself because obviously his story does not make sense. Does that make sense? Makes sense to me. Ugh. All right, let me try this then. Makes sense. I'm gonna just look it up. It's crazy. Whoa, hold on. It's probably Street Fighter Alpha 3. Hold on. Listen to the soothing sounds of Seraphine while I figure this out. Street Fighter Alpha 3, Street Fighter 3 announcer. Let's listen to these together.
Fighters ready.
Am I gonna have to open each one of these? Yes.
Engage. Are you ready? Go. Prepare to strike. Prepare to strike.
Are you guys hearing this? Not the Seraphine music, but the
Enter the heat of battle.
The announcer that I'm playing. I'm playing each
Go for it.
literal file that's here.
Super art ready.
Super art ready. Uh-huh.
Final round.
Final round. Oh, and by the way,
Double
Deus Marionette. How heckin' adorable is Small Mama Bear? How adorable is she?
You win.
She's a short queen. She's a small
You
queen.
lose. Time over.
She is adorable. From what I understand, it's against the TOS to sell your account. Someone should report it to WWE Champions. Yeah. She takes my cozy crown. No. You are the OG cozy. And, you know, there could be room for one more.
We await your return. That's what I expected.
Yes, Small Mama Bear is quite adorable.
Well, I got the picture.
There it is. Is it, well, I got the picture, or yeah, that makes sense?
Yeah, that makes sense.
There it is. I found it. Oh my God. 93. Remember this. Okay. And then the command. Play sound, finish before continuing at 10. We're going to remove this. Delete sub action. Yes. Command. We got to make a new command.
It's obvious you don't know what you're talking about.
Damn. I mean, true, but damn. Great command. King be cruel. And then the command. Oh, this will be worth it. Trust me. But King be cruel's been down since Dog Beats. And we got to show love to the king. The one true king. Okay. And then we will YouTube message that as well. We'll hit OK. We'll hit OK. And then we'll rename this. King the Cruel. Okay. So in theory, what should happen is this.
Yeah, that makes sense.
There you go. Been 14 minutes. He's late. Yep. Now he has a shitty slideshow up. So let's go ahead and shout out to Raw Phil for the illegal restream. How's that? Can we hear it? Okay. King Be Cruel, will you please do me the honors and type in KBC. My caption said gay. Is this the PlayStation menu music?
Yeah, that makes sense.
We did it, guys. We did it. I mean, did you hear that? Hey, okay, good. I had to do a lot of brain work in order to make that work, but we did it. We saw it through. I'm glad that we did. Thank you, Coffee, also for hanging out with us earlier today for the Stepmania stream. And MK2 says, I can hear the voice files you're playing. Okay, thank you. You can be Cozy Twins. Oh, Marionette. It's a good thing that her stream was a PG-13 stream because you know what? I'm going to just leave it alone. I'm going to leave it alone. I only have eyes for your husband. And this is live. There's no skip juice. There's no fast forward. We're going to raw dog Phil. It's the sound, the very same. You know what, guys? I feel like in order to pay homage to the guy with this music going on. Yeah, the camera's on for sure. Have eyes for Tara, so fair. Well, there you go. Tara loves you, by the way. I always bring you up. So to celebrate the sound effect and for the reason for the season, allow me to do an interpretive dance as to what Filipio was doing that one fateful day on March 1st. Ah, got a crank in my neck. Ah. I'm trying. She's a busy girl. Oh, hell no. Throw my head back. And I don't know what's grosser. What's more gross? The fact that he just did his thing and then immediately went live. Immediately. Or the fact that the quartering asked him where the load went. Gross. I love my gay friends. In fact, when anyone asks me, how do I view homosexual relationships? I always say, in high definition. I know it's an old joke, but I got nothing else. In his hands and all over his keyboard. Gross. Oh, I like them, but they don't like me like that.
Damn, son, where'd you find this?
The Riz is lost on them. Is just like pro wrestling. I'm in love with pro wrestling, but pro wrestling only likes me. Did he even put his pants shorts on?
Good morning, everyone.
Hey, we got him.
Welcome to the show.
Boo!
I am here.
Boo
and
this
I just
man.
need to do a couple fine-tuning things before we get ready for the big... Well,
That's
it's not
right.
really
Let 'em
interview.
know.
It's more like a
Let 'em know.
conversation with Stuttering Craig. So I welcome you all here to DSP Gaming and to the Level 1 podcast. Of course,
It's
very
the
different than
guy.
the standard style of podcast that I do. But I think it's necessary. With everything that's been going on this last month, it makes sense
Does it?
for me to be doing stuff like this, right?
Doing
I
stuff.
feel as much anyway. Like, you know, last week we had Keemstar on here,
Which was boring as fuck.
and the two of us squashed our beef. I cannot see my other monitor. This stinks. Like, I want to look. Where's the mic?
Other monitor.
Hold on. Here. Yeah, where the hell's the mic? Oh, here it is.
So
Wanna
for
make sure
those of you that
everything's
don't
working in
know,
Discord. I think
I
it
have a
is. It
feeling
looks
that
like
Phil
everything's
is
working in Discord to
asexual,
me.
which means he's not like a sexual person at all.
And we're
Bro.
gonna start shortly. I'm gonna come on camera in just a
He had
second. I just need to
Leanna
get the
literally with her
stream
ass
chat,
up. She had the arch in her back
open.
too. She had the arch in
I
her
can
back.
see
Her
all of
ass
you.
was up. She was
but I'm
stretched
gonna
out
lay
like
the
a
ground
cat.
rules down before we get Stuttering Craig on here today.
He's fake every
But the
day.
whole idea is that this is gonna be just like the interview with Keemstar last week. Two of us are gonna talk like gentlemen. We're gonna hash it out. We're gonna figure out exactly what went wrong last year.
You lied to
when I
them
was
is what went
supposed to,
wrong, Phil.
You know, be a part of the side scrollers.
And speaking of
show.
Minecraft, King Be Cruel, seeing Phil's
and go from
reaction to the
All right.
Minecraft movie was
So, hold on.
so
So here's the screen share. Let me get
rage-inducing.
this
He's like,
blocked out.
nobody talks about Minecraft anymore. What? It's only the most popular game
Did not
ever
want that
right
to go
now.
full screen, but it did. Try that again.
He's just contrarian to be contrarian. Craig deserves a massive apology. He ain't getting that. He ain't getting that. But you know what? Craig was also in the wrong too, because he kept trying to like clout chase off of DSP, you know, monetize the hate. And I'm not leaving this stream until
And we
DSP
are
gets on the
here. All
stream.
right. So let me come on screen. I'm gonna look weird because again, this is through Discord. Okay. Hello, everyone. I know this
Hello.
looks odd. The colors are kind of off, and it's only 30 frames per second.
Who cares?
Discord will not allow
Who
me
cares?
To use like the
cares?
high quality stuff. Like I can't even go 60
cares?
frames. Or
Oh my
1080p
God,
on
clip
Discord.
that.
I think this is like 720p. I looked into it. Reason being, get this. Discord makes you become a subscriber of their Nitro service or whatever it is, and you have to do 2 months of that to get 60 frames. Then you have to do like 6 months or something like that to get 1080p. And I'm like,
Thank
how
you.
about I just get it because I'm under Nitro? Because I am. I got Nitro and everything, and it doesn't do it for me. Maybe I'm doing it wrong or something, but it says server boost, stuff like that. Like, I don't know what the hell that means.
You don't
So
know
anyway,
anything, Phil.
Maybe I'm wrong, but I couldn't figure it out. We're going to do it just like the show last week, all right? Where Craig's going to be coming on here in just a few minutes, and we're going to be talking back and forth like gentlemen.
And his
about
name is
last year.
John
Now,
C.
that's
He's gonna get in the ring and put
Right.
boots down.
by the way, today
Hello,
is
Carl, what's
September
up,
9th, or excuse me, September 5th, 2024. My last streaming day of the week here.
And thank you for
And
cashing in that after
I think
hours
tomorrow was
Discord.
off. I'm back on
Check in.
Saturday. So here's the ground rules.
Google
of
is
today.
the
We already
enemy,
got tons of people
by
on
the
the
way.
stream, and more are joining, and I want to make everything abundantly clear. All right. Number one.
Oh,
Yes, this is a
word?
normal stream for me. It's a work
JG
stream.
win. Long
However,
time no see,
I'm
my
going
friend.
to treat Craig with respect and dignity because he's giving us our time to be on the show today. What
Let me
this
see
means
here.
is there will not be any
I have a
pop-up
combined
messages
chat, so
appearing
I'm
on the
not
screen for
familiar. Hold on.
contributions. This means I will not
A
be
true shit
addressing
show,
the
true.
chat or anyone contributing or shouting anything out during the course of me talking.
Craig
to
is not the best, but
My
he compared to
undivided
DSP, who
attention
lied
will
about
be
WWE champions
on
for like 7
Stuttering
years,
Craig
and he
because
lied about
he's
it.
giving us
Yes.
his time. So
Big
we
ups,
treat
my
him with
friend. Good to
equal
see you. It's been a
respect,
minute.
Understand? Now, after our discussion is over,
Hmm.
you might say, well, how long will it take? Basically, I told him about an hour to an hour and a half.
King
Just
Be
like
Cruel, where'd you
Keemstar.
go?
Like I foresee
I don't
us
see you in the
having
YouTube chat
things to talk
anymore.
about for about an hour, hour and a half, roughly. And then he's got to be out of here. He's got a life, okay? When our discussion's done,
Twitch did
then
not like me
I will
message.
shut down
You mean
Discord
YouTube?
and the stream briefly so I can go back to my normal
Hold on, let me try and
setup
figure
here,
out how
and
to
it'll
do
look much
that.
better.
That's
then I
all
can hang out with
automated.
you
That
guys
ain't
and
me,
have this
guy.
decompression session where we talk about everything that just happened, okay? And I feel like we're gonna have a lot to talk
Participants,
about.
moderation
I'm gonna do
activity.
shout outs for
Ooh.
all contributions at that time, so that
we all get a chance to chat about it. Now, I'm going to say this, all right?
Oh, God.
Much like what I said with Keemstar, I'm going to say this again, all right? This is
You hear that?
not a target practice session on Craig, all right? I'm well aware that Craig has people who like him and people who are critics of him. I know this, okay? This is not about
I'm
that.
here
This is
lurking
not,
and
"Hey, I don't
listening
like
while
Craig,
at
so let's
work.
come
Well,
to the
thank
stream
you,
and let's just
fluctuating
crap on
my
him all day."
asthma.
That's
It's so good
not
to
the
see
point.
you. Long time
That's
no
not who
see.
I want to be. I want to build bridges. I don't want to sit here and be a bully.
It would be nice if
on
Phil
the internet,
apologized, but I
right?
also
So,
don't think it will
that's
happen.
not the idea.
If he does
If you're here for
apologize,
that,
he will walk it back
don't
within
expect
a
that
week.
after Craig's gone that we're going to sit here and have a bullying
Oh.
session against the man. That's not going to happen. All right, you're
Okay.
definitely in the wrong spot.
Yeah, that
You saw
definitely
the
wasn't
team
me,
content and
but
interview from
yeah,
last
just gotta
week.
be
It's going to be
gotta
a
be careful.
very similar vein of that. That's what you can
I'm not
expect here
familiar.
on the Level 1
Community
podcast
moderation.
today. Okay. Also, I'm going to leave this stream up as an archive stream in its entirety, so you can watch it all back in one chunk if you want. Or I'm also going to split it up.
I'm looking
like
at my
recording right now,
banned
but I'm gonna end this
users, and it
recording
says
and
Alex
do
the
one
Lion
separate video for
at
the
least
Craig
once.
portion of the stream. Then I'm going to do another separate recording for the decompression, and you could choose to watch whatever you want. All right, it's up to you. You can either watch the whole archive thing, or you can just watch the separate videos as well.
I see
after the
Coffee
fact,
got
okay?
moderated as well.
So it's
Sorry,
that
Coffee.
simple. That's
That
what
was
it's
all
about.
automated.
There will be no surprises. There will be no shocking twists.
Because
There
Coffee
will be
said,
no
"Hey, I
gotcha
heard you like
moments.
gay
There will be
sex,
no
not because you're
shocking
gay,
guests
which there's
showing
nothing
up
wrong
at
with
any-
that,
at any
but because
moment
you
to scare
ran out
people.
of women."
All
Well,
right?
who am I to say
Seriously,
that you're
mean it.
wrong?
That's not going to happen. That's
Milking
not my
ad
intention.
revenue.
That's not what this is
What an
about.
asshole. He's got money on
It's
his
about
mind.
having a
Oh,
cordial,
you know
respectful
Darius is
conversation
watching
with each other
with
about
one
what
hand on
happened
his
last
phone and the
year.
other hand on.
I want to get to
you
the
know.
bottom of it, because here's the thing. I have yelled on my content. Craig has yelled on his content, and we've yelled back and forth at each other from each other's content, but that doesn't constitute a conversation. It just
Constitute the
constitutes two
condensation.
sides
Let's
of
go.
something that happened, and it's not the truth of the matter. My
Excuse me.
perspective probably isn't fully true, and his perspective probably is not fully
Craig
true.
hasn't yelled at Phil.
Okay.
Mhm.
Now,
No, well, he
this
was
is
like,
a normal work
monetize the
stream for
hate.
me. So,
Which was
if
cringe.
you do support the stream, thank you. My intention is that we keep that king streak going.
Oh, right off the
I'll be able
jump,
to
he's
shout out all
begging.
of your contributions and things that you'll be doing during the course of this after Craig, is done and we move on to the decompression session. So, thank you in advance to anyone. Already, I can tell you, I'm already receiving tips. Thank you for that. But I'm not doing any shout outs or anything like that until after Craig is out of here. And in fact, just to show that good faith, I'm getting rid of this.
Get rid of it.
Okay? That doesn't need to be on the screen at all right now. And and yeah, let's all be respectful of the man while he's here, and let's get this done. This is a big part of everything
He
going
just
on right now. I
talks
think
and
you guys
talks and talks and
understand really at
talks.
this
There
point
was a
what's been
channel
happening
out
the
there
last
that
month,
was
month
saying
and a
that
half
Phil
with me.
loves the filibuster, and
Last night, during
it's
my
so true.
live
I'm glad
documentary
June brought up the
React,
fact that Phil is so
reacted to the June King
long-winded. Yep.
documentary about
In
myself.
the
I revealed the
450
truth
word
about WWE
response,
champions for the
only
first time
2 needed
ever.
to be
Like,
said.
Literally everything I said about it up to that
misspoke.
point was a lie. It was the
It is
first time
time,
I'd
Beg.
ever spoken truth about the situation. And already, I can tell you, there's
Phil would
fallout
cry
from
if he
that.
got
I've had a
yelled
couple
at,
people
and then
contact me
he would
behind the
say,
scenes saying
"I'm
that
an
they're incredibly hurt
alcoholic."
and crushed that I lied and all this stuff. And that's what it's about. Is you got to face the music for things that
You think he's
going to
be sweating heavy
and
again?
I did for years lie to my audience about stuff, and that's already
Stuff?
over on the DSP ReACKS
What
channel.
about
You can check that out
specifically?
right now, if you haven't seen it yet. But that's the whole point is let's get through all of this stuff. Let's finish it, because I am ready to fully move on to the next chapter of my life.
Where everybody
I am.
now looks
I'm
into
ready.
your
And
new
even if that
account,
means
idiot.
fessing up and some people are going to be like, nah, I don't forgive you because of this and this. I get it, but this all needs to happen for me to finally advance, for me to pass level 1, which, I mean, let's be honest, people are like, you already have. But for me, I feel like I've been perpetually stuck in this one spot for a very long time. And the only way that I can get out of this spot
feeling
is to essentially
oozy.
move past
True.
the
How come my
baggage, and that's what
TTS
we're
doesn't
trying
work?
to do. My hair
That's
has
some
been sticking
bullshit.
up like this for 3 days. It's bothering me. This right here. this
Misspeaking
patch
about
has been
where
sticking up for
Begathon
3
money
days and
went
will
under
not go
false
down no matter
pretenses
what I
of
do.
bills and
Now he's
taxes
hair gel.
is
Usually it's not an
fraud.
issue. I don't know, maybe
True.
it grew out in a weird direction or something.
He's wearing dark colors to
I
hide
don't
the
know.
flop
It's
sweat.
stupid. Why do I care about how I look, right? I'm dumb. Anyway, all right, this is the final countdown. In just a minute or two here, I'm going to get Craig on the stream, and we're going to start our interview. So just, again, to make this perfectly clear, the chat will be open. You can talk.
but I'm not going to be looking at the chat at all during this interview.
He said,
All
hell
right?
no.
It's not my job to be talking with you guys right now. I'm here to talk to Craig and respect his time. Okay? If you contribute, thank you. This is a normal work day for me, and I would appreciate if you did. There will be no pop-ups on screen and no shout-outs until after the interview is done. Okay?
So if you're sitting here screaming, "Hey, sup, Phil, you're not going to get my attention.
Damn,
I'm
he's
not gonna
talking
be
about
responding
Darish
to you.
for sure.
I'm going to be talking with Craig."
All right? All right. I think that's enough. I think I've prefaced it fair enough.
Yeah, that's enough, Phil.
And now, of course, the views are about to jump, I'm sure, because Craig's about to jump on. I hope I do this right. Apparently, how I did it last week, I did
I hope
it
I
wrong.
duty it
Even though
right.
the show worked with Keem, I made mistakes. So I'm hoping I do it correctly this week.
Now we just need
so
to
I'll
know
end
if
my
he
recording
claimed
here.
those
This is a little mini
microtransactions
recording
on his
just to do a
taxes as a
preface,
business
and the next time you
expense.
see me in
Nothing
an
like
on-demand
tax
video,
and
it'll be an
bankruptcy
interview.
fraud.
For
True.
those watching live, I am going to turn the screen off for a second to make sure I don't, accidentally disclose any information
Yeah.
that no one should be seeing about
It got
Discord.
wobbly because
And then go
I'm
for
trying
here.
to switch
Let's,
over to
hold on.
other programs and figure out like the moderation thing and all these other things. And that is somehow, some way making this act all garbly.
Okay. All right. So, where the heck is it?
Try and get the
Here it
TTS
is.
to work.
All right. I will be back momentarily with Stuttering Craig. Okay, hold on. What I need to do. Here we go. Already I'm going to botch this. So what I need to do, I think, is I need to end. Oh my God, where's my mouse? There it is.
Bro,
I think I need to
come
end
on.
this.
16-year content creator. What are we doing?
And then I think I need to see. I can't even see the screen. I gotta, I gotta get up and
Get
walk
up
to my
then.
desktop PC.
It's
to
your
open the
job. It's
call.
across the
Then I
room.
have to run over here and sit down before he jumps on, or he's gonna be looking at an empty chair.
It's not like you
I
haven't
can't
done
do it
that
from
shit
here
before.
because I have dual screens and I can't see the fucking Discord screen from here. All right, hold on.
Sleepy Time with Phil is what we should rename his streams. I mean, this is a great medicinal use for insomnia. Come on, any day now, Filipio. Good thing this is a stevia.
Okay, hold on. I think I've done it, but hold on. I have to see if well, I'm on screen.
I can't remember the night stream, but
How do
one
I
time he
invite
knocked
him?
me out cold. That was me yesterday, even with all of the excitement. I was up so
Oh.
late.
Hello, sir. Hello, how are you? Whoa. Oh, we cannot. Can anyone hear Craig?
His
I
fake
cannot
laugh
hear
sounds
Craig,
like
let
so
me see. I have
fucking
technical
fake.
issues here.
True.
Can you guys hear Craig? Because I can't hear him. No? Okay, hold on. Maybe he's muted.
Small Mama Bear! Oh! Whoa!
Damn, son, where'd you find this?
Small Mama Bear's channel is PG-13, but mine is not. Ladies and gentlemen, kings and queens, and everybody in
And
between.
his name is John C. He's gonna get in the ring and put boots.
So sorry for the people that are just
Look,
like
there
this,
she
but-
is. We were just talking about how adorable she is. DHO Gaming.
Son, where'd you
We're
find
not sure what's
this?
going on.
Coming in hot.
It's not showing.
Congratulations, everybody. You came here at the perfect
Anything is
time.
very odd,
Our favorite
because
live streamer, Darkside
that
Phil,
like
is now
audio
going to atone for his sins
But he's not
because
showing you talk
he
at
is a
all.
liar. He is a liar. He's been lying
talking
to
to
his
Discord
fans for
working,
7
the
years
border around
about
you
playing a
turns
mobile
green.
game.
See how it
All
turns
of the
green on
money
you?
that you have spent on this guy has gone to a mobile game.
There you
and
are.
he
There
is
you
now
are.
confessing his
Cool.
sins because the cold stench of death is creeping
It's all
on the
good.
back of
you
his
probably
neck,
used it more
the
than me,
back
and
of
I
his
definitely
head, the back of his
mistakes.
mind,
So, two
and he's trying to get into heaven.
boomers, right?
Sorry, I had to run out the door, but thanks so much for joining my stream, Small Mama
Yeah,
Bear.
right.
Thank you
All right,
for
so
being
first of all, I think
so
if I can make it a little
small
louder. Let's see.
and
Okay.
so adorable. I can't stand it. If you guys are not following Small Mama Bear, please do so. She is a
How's he sounding,
excellent
guys? I can hear
addition
him
to
now. Can you guys hear
everybody's
him?
community.
Good.
And I hear that she
Yeah.
will be updating her production
so
value, so we're a
we're
huge
good
fan
with
of
full
that.
screen.
Disco Bear, welcome.
Which
And
yesterday?
Phil's ignorance
You
is
know,
his
we were
least
hanging
likable
out,
trait. So,
like,
guys,
15,
I'm going to
16
just
years
say right
ago
off the bat, I'm a
at
very
Hackfest,
toxic
or yesterday
person,
when I was on your
and I
podcast.
hate watch
I mean,
this
we
guy
actually have
because he
history.
makes me so
A lot
mad.
of people
But
don't
I
know
don't want to
the whole
poison the
history, you
well.
know what I mean?
If you wanted to hang out for a second and see what I do on my side of the internet, I do more than this. I play Setmania every Monday through Friday in the AM, and then for the late night chill streams, I'm either playing Final Fantasy or Mortal Kombat. But for the most part,
and you know,
I also indulge in empty calories.
Gaming Convention
The empty calories that is the locale universe, and locales are essentially people on the internet who act a fool and blames everybody but themselves, and it's like watching a car crash. It's like modern day reality television. And as somebody who is an elder millennial
people
who
are saying
grew
your
up in
volume's still a little low.
in the
Is there any
realm
way you can
of
boost it anymore?
reality television, I hated reality television. So there you go. Keyboard or pads? If the latter, what kind of pads? So I don't have my PlayStation. It's a PlayStation. It's the PlayStation controller. I do have a Hori joystick, but that only works with my PlayStation 4. And I actually have a Hori 6-button controller for Street Fighter 6 when I play
now
that.
you're muted.
Cup of coffee, man. Hell yeah, brother. Wrestling. I am a wrestler. I'm a wrestler of 19 years. We have a show coming up at the RJ Meyer Arena celebrating the life of our coach who unfortunately passed away from leukemia.
Look at my setup now.
The Bruiser.
Listen, I'll tell you what. What an upgrade.
That is right.
Awesome.
What did you think about
so let's
the
get
new
started,
commentator? I forgot his name on Raw. Yeah, we can talk. Oh, you meant for Stepmania. Thank you.
To forewarn everyone,
L-Tech dance pad, hard dance pad, $500.
Stuttering Craig is on here today, and thank you for your time, Craig,
DSP versus Boogie for biggest fraud of the century. I know. Coffee.
To have a conversation
Yep. We hate on Boogie over here too.
Last year, what happened?
I like him. He sounded pretty good.
Up to,
Let's go, Bear with the follow. Let's go. Put all that shit on me. Mama Bear's channel may be PG-13, but mine is not. The emoji bukkake only means one thing. Thank you so much for following the channel. I love Pat McAfee, not gonna lie, but I think this new guy has something. You know, the crazy thing I walked away from last night's reveal was that Timbo shipped all that money to DSP's mobile games and ended up finding bankruptcy. I wonder how he feels today. True.
Session on Craig. I've already said this right before Craig showed up, so I'm going to say it again because now we actually have him on the show.
Oh God, can he please swap sides? It feels like they're looking away from each other. I wouldn't look at him directly.
Oh, you know, let's all take pot shots on Craig. There's no.
I've been following her before she said she would start streaming again. Excellent. We do love small Mama Bear here on this corner of the internet. She is an amazing person and an amazing part of anyone's community.
That's the point. And I want you to know that up front. Because I know you had said that, of course, my detractors.
Here we go. How many times is he going to blame the detractors? Can we keep a count? I'm going to count that as a 1.
He's going to get you. He's going to do this. He's going to do that. That's not going to happen. All right.
So can you hear, Phil?
Go ahead.
And that's great. I was going to say, and to be fair, I mean, I have invited you. I've tried to do this probably 3 or 4 times since the end of that show.
They were right. It's Dom DeMarco in the house.
We're actually getting around. Like I said, I said multiple times, I don't care if it was on our show or if it's on your show. I don't care. I think this is great. I'm glad we're able to.
All right, good. Now, that being said, I'd like to introduce Handsome Tom and Perfect Liz to the show. No, I'm just kidding. That's not happening.
Listen, honestly, I would love that. I would honestly love that.
Oh, I'm also a huge advocate and enjoyer of marijuana. So.
I think what we should do to start the conversation is give a little bit of background about Craig, because a lot of people, you know, on my show may not know, but Craig's been in this space for
Unfortunately,
a very,
I can hear
time.
Phil.
Craig,
I love
in my
it.
opinion, was one of the innovators of making video game content on the internet. I mean, in the mid 2000s, right? You were making big view content on your
Fashion Berlin,
website,
by the way. Cup of coffee, man.
Before the era of
excellent
like, YouTube
show
being prominent and everything, like
Triple
you were
H
there
era
in the forefront.
Is awesome.
Covering video games, doing countdowns, news stories.
Unfortunately,
going to
I can hear
Phil.
Phil. I love it.
And you've always been a prominent person in that space. It's not like you've come out of nowhere now with this side scroller show in the last year. You actually have a history, a big established history of making very prominent content. That's how I knew Craig, is because I used to actually watch the side scroller show way back in the day when the mid 2000s.
Remember Screw Attack?
And I was a fan of
all my older millennials
who was associated with Screw Attack at the time. So that's kind of how I got turned onto their content.
Bro, if this turns into another Keem interview, I'm going to be very upset.
I did have association with Craig and Screw Attack For example, I went to, which I know Craig says he doesn't remember. I don't blame him. Way before
Look
I
at
was
this.
even a YouTuber,
We've
I went to
corrupted Dom
MagFest,
DeMarco. He
this-
is now
this
toxic
gaming
as
convention, and we
hell.
hung
I
out,
love
like,
it.
the whole time. Like I was with these guys, and we were playing Street Fighter. We played Call of Duty together at the time. There was a Call of Duty competition, and
Nobody
we even
remembers
judged
Screw Attack
like a
outside
rock
of
band
the
competition
AVG
together. I don't know if
and
you remember that. Yes, we did.
Boom!
We were
Wow.
both judges on the panel.
Dom
judging people doing rock
DeMarco,
band and stuff. It was
spicy.
fun.
I love it.
So,
Okay.
so that was like our first personal interaction. And then fast forward to years later, I was a YouTuber. I was a big YouTuber in the gaming space. I was like,
Oh,
not
God,
top,
now he's
but, you know,
glazing
I
himself.
was bringing in 10 million views a month on my DSP gaming channel. And I wanted to go to conventions and stuff. And I had contacted you when you said you were reviving the Screw Attack Gaming Convention. You were bringing it out of retirement. And I said, I would love to be there as a guest. And you had me as a guest. And let me tell you, Craig, you were the most gracious dude.
Oh,
I
my
knew that you didn't
God,
really remember me from
dude.
MagFest at the time. You were
If
like
there's
the
one
most
thing I
nice
hate
guy
more-
to me. You were there, and
If there's one
you know,
thing I
we had a
dislike
table
the
at vendor
most,
booth, and
it's
there was a little
it-
misunderstanding about a vendor booth with someone else. And we
YouTube gaming
hashed all
legend
that out,
DSP.
and, like,
Yes,
basically,
Coffee,
you were so
you're in the
cool.
right
And,
spot.
you know, so from my history of knowing you, Craig,
Kino Casino has gassed
you were just a
DSP
really nice
up
guy. You were a
so
good guy in the gamer
much
space,
that
making
now
this
he
content.
feels like
You
he's
hung out at MagFest.
untouchable.
You were so personable. You're such a nice guy. Meet you at Screw Attack Gaming Convention. So all the history I know of you is that you're just a really solid dude, right?
So what changed? What changed, Phil? Why? When did I become so irrelevant?
Oh, irrelevant. Not irrelevant. That's not, absolutely not. But basically, I want to preface this of how this whole thing came about, why I would even like want to be on your show and stuff like that. So I heard
I was trying to
what
clout
was it? It
chase.
was either late 2022 or early 2023.
Jess Cup,
I heard through the
welcome, my
grapevine, hey, Phil, did you
friend.
hear that Side Scrollers is coming back? And I was like, let me check it out. So I actually did my research, and
Long
I saw
time no
that you had
see.
announced that you were going to bring back Side Scrollers. It was going to be a fun podcast about gaming and, you know, all this stuff. And I got interested because I'm like, wow, that's cool. You know, I used to listen to the show when it was audio only.
Oh, what
way,
was
way
the
back
thing?
when, and it would be cool to see a
What
revival.
was the
Now, I
thing
didn't know
that
if you were
Phil
gonna have
said
anyone
to
back from the
Keem
old show or
at the
anything, but I
Side
was just
Scrollers?
curious.
Like,
So,
you've done
I
really
actually started
well, or
listening to and
something,
watching
whatever it
your
was.
show
Well,
when
Craig
you
asked
revived
DSP
it.
why.
And I just was thinking in
Well,
the back
Craig
of my head,
asked why
now, I
DSP
know
lied to his
at this
face for
point,
hours and slander
everyone
him.
hates
That would be
right?
fun.
Like, I'm the guy you love to hate on the internet. I'm the guy everyone dumps on.
God,
content
he's
creator.
talking about.
And I'm like,
Okay,
man, it
take
would
a
be
shot every time
fascinating
DSP talks about
if
himself.
out of nowhere, out of the blue, if Stuttering Craig contacted me and asked me to be on his show, because that would be wild. Because I don't go on shows, right? I don't do
You
interviews. I
don't
don't
until
do
you
anything.
did.
It would be such a cool thing for a
Would
guy
it?
from my past who, you know, I have a good relationship with. I mean, it's been 10 years since I talked to the guy, but it would be pretty cool if that happened. And then lo and behold, you actually did. And I never
Lo
thought in
and
my
behold.
wildest dreams you would have. So what I'd like to preface is that now we're getting to, you know, talking about what happened last year. What actually happened that you reached out to me like that out of the blue after 10 years of no contact?
Yeah, I think that, you know, when Side Scrollers was starting, you know, the show's evolved a little, right? Because it's now a decade later. Right? You can't be doing the same thing that you were doing a decade before and expect success. Evolving time. So, you know, Side
Is that
Scrollers, the
him?
old show used to be it was once a week for 30 minutes, but that was podcast 2006, 2013. Right? It was like,
Craig, your audio is breaking up a little bit, and I don't
I
know
knew
if it's
it.
your
Okay,
settings or
good.
your mic. It's kind of sucks. It is breaking up a little bit.
Hey, all my shit's working
So,
except for my
the long
TTS
and short of it was like,
and my sound effects and my call outs and my shout outs.
Uh-oh.
It's all working.
Yeah, Craig, we can't hear you now at all for some reason.
What a great
what's
relationship.
going on.
Contact after 10 years. I mean,
it showing that I'm
feels like I saw an opportunity to cloud chase and I had to take it.
People are saying if you talk louder, you get closer to the mic. I don't know. It could be sensitivity settings in Discord as
Should
well.
I get closer to the microphone?
Actually,
Is it better?
That's
Never
actually
knows.
good.
All right, then I will sit right here the entire time.
Seriously,
like-
that's like really good.
okay. And we'll just hold my microphone up right here.
He's got
Okay,
the sure
so
microphone.
when Side Scrollers, when it was like, okay, we got to bring back Side Scrollers, and the idea behind it was,
I hope Craig
I
sues
left the video
DSP
game
for
space in its
defamation.
entirety
He has grounds and
for
the evidence
better
is
part, you know,
out
for about a
there.
year.
Oh
I went
my.
and, I worked in the
That'll be a lot of money.
firearm.
Would the juice be worth the
and
squeeze
when
though?
I
And the only
when I left that-
relationships Phil
startup,
has are transactional,
I
just
looked
like
back at
his
the video game,
wife.
and I didn't
Just
really have a
as
whole lot
his
of
wife, the
intentions of ever going
soulmate.
back.
I am of the
But I look
belief
back to
that
the
he
video
has
game industry
probably never
26
consummated
like,
the
what happened?
marriage, right?
That was the origin story. For
Nothing
side
wrong with that. Maybe
So,
she's not
you know,
into
the
that.
idea of
Maybe
bringing it
he's
back
not
was
into that.
like,
It's
there
a
needs to be
relationship of
back.
convenience.
And you know, when we first did the show, the idea was we were going to try to mimic it after the old show.
I mean, can he?
And
He's already
the
there.
internet's not the same.
He's
as it
already there,
continued.
Coffee.
So naturally, the show had to shift, and the show has shifted, and you know, it's become more of a live. Not
It's
necessarily
become a
podcast. People do listen to the
right-wing
audio version of
grift
the show, but
machine.
It's more about being there in the live experience, right? So there's always 3 of us, 4 of us, and the 4th person. Chat always has a voice as well.
Right.
So you know, I just like back at Screw Attack, I knew that just how you got to know Screw Attack through the video game nerd, or people got to know any of the number of partners that we've had throughout the years. Through Screw Attack, it's always good to grow through association. And
Bill should
all
have to
rising
be able
tides
to
as
get it up to consummate the marriage.
And
That's something
that was
Wings and
always,
DSP
something
have
from
in
the start
common.
with-
Oof.
was
That's a big
I want there
oof.
to be a base crew, and we'll have guests every day. And
Some
it'll be a
side
rotating-
scrollers podcasts are good,
rotating
and some are
cast of,
overly
characters.
political.
And that's
I
where it
can't
came
knock
down
the
to, you know,
hustle,
we
okay?
did
I
a
used
few-
to do
did
engineering
interviews,
for a
beforehand,
for a
and,
podcast,
the
for a
idea was,
YouTube
well,
channel,
let's
for a
reach out to everybody
podcast.
that I used to
That
know
was
and,
that was very
see if they're
political.
interested.
It was
So,
a senator and a
we were
racing
brought up,
thing, and you know,
I had
I don't
not
agree with their
heard or
stuff
talked to
at
you in a
all.
decade, as you
But
said.
they
I certainly
paid
didn't
really
know
well, so
any of the
you know, what am I going to do?
and kind of really anything.
You get the soft monthly handy. Ugh.
If you'd seen,
Ugh.
I certainly didn't know about the detractor
I need to
stuff.
know that you're into
So
it for
that
me
was,
to be
you know,
into
when we
it.
announced it, when I reached
That
out
doesn't
to them,
work
they're
for
like,
me,
"Sure."
dog.
You know, I was like, okay, cool. And
Sorry,
the
not a
intention was for you to
PG-13
come on
stream.
and just be a regular guest on the show.
Right.
And keep in mind, I think we're like 2 weeks into the show. I think we
Bro,
launched February
Farrah,
5th.
I agree.
And I think I announced you like the 1st of March, maybe
Come
like
on, DSP,
February
rip his pants
24th.
off and show
And-
off the side-scrolling head
when I
game already.
announced you,
Hey, yo,
and
I
announced
mean,
several people on that show.
I don't mind political podcasts, but I usually
remember
just look
almost
for
immediately
game-oriented
getting
stuff.
emails where,
Usually,
like,
yeah.
"Are
If
you
I'm
sure about
going
that?
to
Like,
side
are you
scrollers
sure?
for my
You know what's
political
going on?"
takes,
I
I
was
think
like,
I took a wrong
"No,
turn on the
I didn't
internet.
know,
You know?
your entire background." So then the flood of communication comes in. And
Excuse
some
me.
people are like, "You should not have Phil
Apologies.
on your show. You should not." And I was like my thing is communication. I like having conversations. Once again, which is why I reached out.
I like
to you.
having boring ass
in the past about, like,
conversations.
"Hey, well,
Get
let's
to
just
the.
hash this
There's
out."
no conflict
And,
in this
so
movie.
naturally, people they reach out. They're like, "Do you know this about Phil? Do you know this about Phil?" No,
already
it became
did.
very obvious.
Man's
that
goatee
there
is
was
slick.
A lot of
Hey,
lore
yo.
to you and a lot of questions about it that people didn't
There
either
it
were
is.
assuming or didn't
I
know.
like that icon, that emoji.
Which is why I reached out. And
As
I
a
remember saying,
comedian
like,
once said,
"Okay, listen,
big girls always
intention
give the
was
best
to have you
BJs
on the
because they're
show,
always
but it's
hungry."
very
Hey,
obvious
yo.
if we just have this show, do a normal
We
show.
love all
and not
sizes,
address the
shapes, and
elephant in the room,
sizes.
which is, the fact that you haven't been on the show in a decade, that you have all these questions about mobile games and blah 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 and all this stuff. Like, then number one, it's a missed opportunity for you, and I don't want to be the guy who just like ignores all these questions, right? Because it's interesting. So that's how it. And I was like, well, then we need to do an interview, and that's how the interview came about, right? And so we did the interview. You gave us 5 hours. Which
We also love
very
all
nice. I think you
BJs, but
probably
that's
would've
the
gone longer had,
fluctuating my
had,
asthma with the
everyone
heat.
not kind of been tired. I mean, talking for 5 hours and doing that for 5 hours was a lot.
Facts and
And,
logic.
you told us we were very professional. You really enjoyed the interview.
Are you truly gonna
yeah.
just
That-
sit there and
saying it was good, but
say,
you wanted to do it
nah,
again. Like,
Right.
okay, cool.
no thank you?
Okay, hold
and-
on, because people are making some very positive suggestions. They're saying if there's anything in your settings that's like noise
Hey,
cancellation or
let's
stuff like
go!
that. Because what's happening is you're talking, and as soon as you
Top
stop,
tier
it's
rated
dropping
in
the next
the
word you say,
how
as if
you
noise
doing, my
cancellation
friend?
is, like, kicking in on your mic.
Good to see
That seems to
you.
be the issue. I don't think it's actually the distance. It's some
BBC
kind of a
Energy
noise
has
cancellation
entered the
filter,
chat. Oh
or, you know
my
what I mean, like a
goodness.
noise
How are
gate.
you, my friend?
Yeah, that's weird.
I hope you are happy, healthy, and hydrated. What you getting into, pimp?
Dio says there is a settings gear icon in the lower left of Discord. If you click on that, there will be a voice and video tab or menu. And then
Oh,
there's an input sensitivity all on the left, and that would fix it.
So if I unclick that, will that be better?
Let's see.
oh, we got
is that
two
better now?
boomers trying to
sounds
rotate
great,
a
actually. I
PDF
think we did
over
it.
here.
Thank goodness.
Yeah, that appearance.
And I'm not talking
was
about
apparently the
Darish.
culprit here.
All right.
Sensitivity.
We've done it.
F you, Discord. Okay, so that leads us to
Look,
we
boomer
do the
is not
interview, and,
necessarily a slur
actually,
for
let's-
older
let me
people. It's a
jump
slur
in,
for people that
because I do wanna
refuse
talk a little
to
bit about,
adapt
my
and evolve
perspective,
and learn.
going into this interview and the conversations we had. All right, because we want to be transparent about this, and
Hey,
I
Phil
want
will
to
take a load in
a
amount if it'll get him some tips and memberships.
Probably somewhere in the
I
middle. That's what
mean,
happens in all these situations. Okay, so from
look
my
here,
perspective,
$20 is $20.
Damn,
and you
son,
say,
where'd you
I want
find
you to be a
this?
guest on the
Pretty
show.
all
And I'm
right
thinking
at
in my
work,
head, I've been
pushing
watching the
through.
show.
What's
The
up?
show's been pretty
Oh
entertaining.
shit, yeah.
These guests
We
get to kinda
decided to.
showcase
Bro,
their
did you hear?
expertise from where they come from.
I know
They
this
talk about the
isn't like
topics you're
within the
talking about, so it
purview
makes
of
them
like
look
your
personable, it makes them
experiences
look
with the
good,
guy.
and then they get to kind of talk
But
about
Phil
their
just
brand
announced
or whatever
yesterday,
they're
last
working
night,
on.
in fact,
For
that
me, I
he
actually
is
was
actually
just
down from the
launching a new
Raptors, and he's been
channel
playing
called DSP
WWE
ReACKS.
champions for
The
7
idea was
years,
that I was
and
gonna
that
try to
all,
use this
not all,
appearance
a
as
lot of the
way
money
to
that
kinda launch this
people have been
channel. I
giving
know
him under the
ideas for
guise
things
that
for
he
the
was
channel and
under
everything.
dire
This is a way to
straits
get it out to a
financially,
new audience. Maybe you're
went
not interested in
to
seeing me play
the
games, but maybe you wanna see
the
some kind of
goddamn
React style
game.
content, right? So originally I was just supposed to be the guest, and then you said, well, there's an elephant in the room. All these people want me to interview. And I was like, well, I knew this was coming because you might not realize this, but the year before, a lot of other prominent YouTubers have been talking about me in a very negative light. Okay,
Oh
one of them was
yes,
actually Moist
we are
Critical.
familiar.
You fucking moron! And he called me out for my grifting. That I was
DSP
begging
always
too
on
much.
it. We
how
are
could I do this to
really,
my viewers and stuff
really
like that.
locking in
And
on
when
this
he'd done that,
DSP giving
I was
head
like, you know,
thing.
I agree with him.
What is
because now
going
that I
on,
look back
guys?
at how I was talking on a particular
What is
stream,
going
like,
on
I
out
agree with
there?
this guy. Like,
In this,
I'm
are y'all
being a
okay?
miserable wretch. I'm being an ungrateful jerk. I said, but the thing
Is everything okay at
if that's
home?
the
Can
case,
you
right,
blink
why don't you
twice to
ever
let me know
interview
you're
Like,
okay?
if everyone has a problem with me and the way I conduct myself or whatever, I would just like to be interviewed and treated like a person rather than yelled at across the internet from their people's high perches. It's kind of like punching down, right? I'm just a little rinky-dink guy, and I got these giant YouTubers talking about me in a negative way. And I had announced the year before I want to do an interview. Well, of course, who contacts me? Who wants to do an interview? All my detractors, all these assholes.
Rinky-dink.
And I'm like, you know what? After
I've been
thinking about
seeing
it, I don't
tweets,
want to
they're
do an
still
interview because
donating
they're just going to waste
despite
my time.
said
It's just gonna
revelation,
be
which
really
was an
unfair
interesting response.
So then,
it's not my fault.
when
He's
you
always
reached out
asking
to me,
for
and now all of a
tips.
sudden you're saying,
Oh,
this
and
is
if
gonna
you're
be an
enjoying
interview,
the
I'm thinking,
product, by
dude,
the
I know
way,
Craig. Craig is a
there you
straight
go.
guy,
If
you
it
know?
worked
He's
for
not,
him,
he's a straight shooter. He's not going to do anything to
Sheesh.
screw me during this interview. He's going to hit me with hard questions, and I want him to hit me with hard questions. I think I even had told you that previously when we were talking. I said, you can ask me whatever the heck you want.
DSP's
You might not
jaws.
like
We're,
the
we're
answer.
still on the
you said you wanted it to be the
DSP
definitive
head
DSP
thing.
interview, right?
What are you
And to be and just to be clear, did I
He would probably do a better
Did I
job
do
than
anything
Jenna
during that
did. Oh
that
my
was
God.
dishonorable, or did I
Officer
hit
Sanders,
you with
don't
anything
go
that-
to the
because
internet
like I
and
said,
do
you
not
finished
search
that interview, you thought it was
Officer
very fair.
Sanders.
So
Yeah.
Ron.
I would say there were
Don't do
a
it.
few times that things were suspect, but at the same time,
The only
it
thing
was
I
never
could say that
outright
I
like, oh,
appreciated from that
disrespectful
video
gotcha
was
moment
seeing
or something like
Jenna.
that. The one thing everyone's going
That
to
was
say
about
is
it.
when
The
Keemstar showed up,
acting.
right?
The
Now, I don't know
other
how that came about. You know
actor.
what? Let's clear the air about that right now.
Sure.
How on earth did Keemstar end up in my interview? Because obviously that was a shock. And if you remember how it happened, it was really questionable circumstances.
Oh, God,
Someone
no.
DDoS'd me off the internet. So I couldn't even continue the interview. And as I got DDoS attacked, Keemstar showed up on the show, and everyone's like, what the heck is this? Like, I'm sure this is a coincidence, right? So what actually happened?
Yeah, well, and once again, it's been 18 months, so I'm actually going to go through and I'm going to look through my DMs right now to make sure I'm saying this correctly. But from what I recall,
I can't make him
he had,
unfuck your
like most people
sister-in-law.
at the time.
Look,
had
Jenna
reached out
could
via DM. And
would.
let me
Would.
see.
I
I'll
got
I don't-
party with her.
I don't like to
all right?
divulge private conversations.
Obviously,
so
there
let me go
has
back
to
as
be
best
some
I
sort of
possibly can
inebriation going
to
on.
see- let's see, we did
But
the
I heard
round
she's
one.
clean, so
FYI,
good
'cause I
for
don't know
her.
if you know this, Craig. I had
Good
Keem
for
on the
her.
show last week, and we hashed everything
Real
out. We're
shit.
good.
Cool. Excellent.
There's no issue. There's no bad blood between me and him. So it's not like, oh, you're going to divulge something that he's going to be pissed about. Nah, we even talked about.
Nah, we're
the
friends,
appearance
bro.
And everything.
You
Why
can
he
go
was
ahead
on
and
the
snitch
show,
on
so
him.
it's all good. I want to hear from your perspective how it came about.
So I think somebody had mentioned the idea of having him on, and I was like, well, if you're watching, then DM me. So he DM'd me, and the idea was,
Ooh, I got an
look,
idea.
You said beforehand you didn't want to talk with him, right? And I was like, fine, that's fine. Now, you said your internet went out, right? So that was like, okay, well, let's. take
Jenna's
this
too crazy for me. I think we were
to,
having a conversation about
you
not
got
sticking
Phil
your
here, let's
dick in
take some opportunity to
crazy.
bring Keem
But
in,
I have
right? 'Cause
seemed
he
to
had
have found
DM'd me,
myself
and you was
in
like,
that
"Let's talk." And
unfortunate
if you
situation more
recall,
times
during
than
that interview, like
I would
was
care to
attempting
admit.
to honor your word there. You said you didn't want to talk to Keem, so I went out of my way to be like, listen, we'll only have Keem on on if you're okay with it. And the intention and I think I've said this at the time, was to build a bridge, right? Was to build a bridge. And to think about this, you probably wouldn't have had Keem on last week had we not done that on Side Scrollers, had it not opened up the communication between the two, right? Maybe,
I disagree.
don't know.
I would have had
Okay.
Keem on regardless. I don't think that
Okay.
him being on the
Damn,
anything to
Phil.
do with him being on this show
Okay.
last week.
That's fair. Totally fair. But like I said, I'm just going off assumptions. I don't know.
That's fine. I want to hear your perspective. So this
Yeah.
is good. This is good.
So the idea was to build a bridge, right? And
What do you think?
whether
Is
it worked
this
or not,
too
that's fine.
much?
So we
We're gonna do
John,
subtlety is
and,
best.
And when your internet came back, it was like, okay, I believe, and like I said,
Subtlety.
it's been 18 months. I believe we pulled Keem back, brought you back on, and said, hey, we have Keem here. Are you okay with this? Before Keem came back on, right? And the way I like to think of it is probably like,
There we go.
it's halftime.
I would have given her a better scene. Oh my God, TTR popping off.
Those lines, and you get there.
Her
and,
corn
like,
was
Keem
trash. It
being the
was.
color
Well, Keem is
commentator
not
at
a
the
star,
time to
but he
provide,
is most
"Hey, what do you- how do
definitely
you
a
think this is going,"
snitch.
type of thing,
98% of
that's
the
best
oh
analogy
my
that I can
my
give, like, off the
goodness.
cuff. But yeah, it wasn't meant
Top
to
tier
be
rated, letting
malicious by any
everybody
means.
know.
Yeah, and nothing that
Bra
we've
and
ever
panties were
done
not
was meant to
matching
be
or
malicious
even the
towards
same
you.
color,
And I've
bro. I
stated that
wasn't looking at her, bro.
continuously in my communication with you. It's never
Let me just
been
say she had a
meant to
very
be,
nice
to tear you down or
midriff.
make
That's what I'm gonna
your
say
words, make
about
money
that.
off your misery. That's never been an intention at all.
Mhm.
So yeah,
Okay. So I understand what you're saying. I get it. But you have to understand
said,
that from
"But
an
I
outsider's
knew it."
perspective. Okay. Even what you just said, a lot of people didn't know. A lot of people didn't know that I told you beforehand that I didn't want to talk to Keem on this interview.
Stop
So
watching
you've been told ahead of
Keemstar.
time, I don't want an interaction with this man. Literally, one of my trolls who works at Comcast DDoS's me.
It's
I'm serious. This
me.
is proven
I got the
happening.
kill
There's actually
switch right
evidence now.
here,
The
buddy.
person's
I'm gonna do
fired.
it.
So the
I'ma
troll
do
who
it.
works at my ISP DDoS's me to kick me off my
Where's
own
my
interview.
Comcast hat?
And you bring specifically the guy I told you I don't want any involvement in this interview onto the interview stream. So I
Okay,
think you can
so-
understand how that looks, right?
So while you're gone, I'm actually looking at our DMs with right now. He said,
Mhm.
let me pop on. So when he comes back,
can't
he can
find it.
respond.
Of course.
Because I believe, and
I
once
set
again,
myself up for
18 months.
failure.
I believe we were talking about Keemstar before.
My
So he
detractors-
was broached. The conversation about him was brought up.
I need a
So
counter whenever he says
I'm of the
my
mindset
detractors.
That if you're, I would rather talk with somebody than about somebody, right?
Mhm.
And I've said that many times on our show, and I say that right now, which is why, once again, I'd much rather talk with you than about you. So I think that was the situation. He said, "Let me pop in." So when he
I've been
comes back,
100% more
he can
unfiltered
respond,
lately, and
right?
I'm never
And the idea
going
that-
back. Well, pop
You said
off,
something about
King.
Keem then responded. You come back, and you can then respond to what Keem
What
said,
was her name?
While still keeping you
Rebecca
separate,
or
right?
Becca?
But the opportunity was there. It was like, hey, well, look, once again, Keem, you can talk about DSP. DSP, you can talk about Keem. Why don't you just talk to each other right now and hash all this shit out, and everyone's better for it, right?
Every
So,
time he says
you
my
know,
detractors, I'm
if
going
you
to take
saw
a
it
pull
as,
from my
like
pen.
I said, my goal ultimately wasn't to
Or
create
I'll
any
drink some of this
distrust or anything.
alcohol.
It was more meant to be a
Just
positive
rubbing alcohol.
experience, and hopefully it was.
Okay, so from my perspective, all right,
Mhm.
you're absolutely right. So I'm getting DDoS attacked. I come back.
Becca
and
is
you
always a
asked
hot
me,
name. True.
Hey, Keem's on the show already. Is it okay?
Becky,
Can we have him
there
on?
you go.
Absolutely did that. I can confirm 100%. I mean, it's already recorded, but yes, you did that. And that's very respectful of you that you did that. And I said
But-
yes. In my mind, I'm already desperately trying to get back on the show because if it looks like I cut out of the show, everyone on the internet is going to say I'm a coward. I ran from the tough questions. So I'm doing everything I can to get back as
I'm
soon
going
as
to just
I
put
can.
it back here.
The
Mhm.
moment
like
I get
the
back,
symmetry.
he's there, and it's like I've already been grilled, and this is probably a very stressful thing going on. I'm sure you could figure out for me, and then to now be presented with the man who I told you specifically I didn't want to talk to on the show. Yeah, it smacked me in the face, and then on top of that, you say, "Well, is it okay?" Now, what if I say no? Again, now that makes me look bad. I look like I'm the guy who doesn't want to play ball, who isn't willing to talk, who's just an obstinate jerk who just wants to, have it his way. So of course I'm going to say yes. Now, in reality, did anything come out
In
of that
whose
conversation
reality?
with Keem?
Yours or his?
No. What happened was we went back and forth for like 5 minutes. Nothing came of it. And then he plugged his Happy Punch boxing, okay, which is really the reason why he was on the show. All right. That's why he wanted to be on your show, to plug his upcoming content. All right. He
Well,
did want to
does.
talk to me for sure. That's true. But he
You know what else is a
definitely was
hot
on the
name,
show
by the
to
way?
plug his content.
Tara.
And that's literally what you allowed him to do, is do an advertising. Okay.
The hottest name, really.
And once again, it's been 18 months. It's been a year and a half. Maybe my
I'm gonna have to give
Things
Phil
are a
the
little
dub
fuzzy,
on this
right?
one. A rare
I'm
Phil
looking through my
dub.
email,
He
and I
actually
don't
has a
see
good
any
point,
reference
and it's right. It's
to
true.
Keemstar at all in that. So maybe it was mentioned beforehand. I don't know. Maybe I knew there was some sort of beef between you guys or something.
Yeah, we did. We had beef on the internet.
I need to be
and
careful
believe at
because if
one
I
point-
slip
actually
up,
don't know
Marionette's gonna
specifically
steal
it was
her
like
away from me.
Keemstar, but I know you had said, you know, is there any? I said I just want it to be us.
It was great
right? I don't want to have
entertainment.
guests coming on and stuff.
Right,
I
right,
want
right,
it to be
right.
our conversation, right? That's what it was supposed to be. So,
Okay, so-
having this guy is shocking that he's in there. Why is he on this interview, right?
Okay, I get it. Right, I get it. So,
Okay.
but with that said, we did finish up, and you were totally pleased with things, regardless of Keem
Pleased
appeared
as
or not.
punch.
You were pleased as punch. Said you want to do a second time. You know, I said I'd like to do a second time.
Bro, come
And
on.
To be clear,
I swear
everything
the
was great.
satellites are watching me.
And
Here, I'll give you
until the
something to
next
look
day,
at.
Right?
That's right.
that-
Now,
okay.
now to preface this,
Mm-hmm.
we had actually, in our discussions about this interview, the discussion was we were going to do this giant, hard-hitting, harsh interview. And then once we got through it, I can't remember the exact wording you used, but basically it was kind of like, let's get through the tough thing, and then let's do the fun thing, right? First, let's
Yeah.
do the interview, then let's have you on as the guest as you were intended to be originally, right? That was the whole intention of
He
this
wanted
thing.
to be the third chair, just like
So,
how he wants to
you're
be the third
absolutely
chair
right.
at
After
Kino
the interview,
Casino.
I jumped on my own personal stream and I expressed
As
to my
opposed
audience,
to his
listen,
own
I knew it was gonna be
business
erupting.
stream?
I knew
What?
he was going to ask questions.
What?
that
His
I was gonna
own
be able to
personal
provide
stream.
evidence of
Just
my
say
side
your
of it or
stream,
whatever.
bro.
And that's fine. I just
I'm
wanted
sorry
to have
I'm
a
being
place where people
nitpicky,
could see
but,
all
like,
of my answers. So stop bugging me on my streams about this stuff because it really
At
has
least
nothing
they're
to do
now
with my
talking
content.
about
You know,
the
you're talking about
things that
mobile
happened
games
at the
and
last
expenses and shit.
stream.
Has nothing to do with the broadcasting I'm doing every day of gameplay and stuff like that. I just wanted it to be somewhere else. So I actually was happy that we had covered all of that. All right? So by the end of that day, 100%, I was okay with how everything had gone down. Even the shocking surprise guest and all that of Keem, you know, whatever.
He said so. He said as much.
So
but
now I would like to hear
But-
your methodology about what happened the next day. On
I
your
hate when
stream
he says
because what
methodology.
you had publicly said, you could correct me if I'm wrong.
That's
you
that's my
publicly
safe
said
word.
On
Methodology.
Friday, the day
It's
after,
not
you
actually.
were
It's
gonna do a
Benedict
decompression
Cumberbatch.
day where you guys were just going to sit around playing Mario Kart, shooting the shit, and having a fun day.
Quick,
That was the
everybody, sound
original
off in the
intention
chat. What's your
after this
safe
crazy
word?
interview, but that is definitely not what happened.
Yeah, so you're right. I said we're going to do a decompression stream, and the intention was, you know, and remember, once again, we're a month into the show, and at the time, we actually did test out like Friday gameplay streams, right? We were trying to test those things out. Now, some more context for you. The last time the audience saw Adam is the last time I saw Adam. So Adam left. He went to go have some dinner. So the first time
Safe
that
word
people
is
saw Adam
yes.
the next day was when I saw Adam the next day, right? Maybe 60 seconds
Banana.
before we started the show.
Let's
Adam
clarify.
popped in.
Adam is one of your co-hosts. So people
King,
might
King
not
Be
know. He's
Cruel.
one of
I
your
thought
co-hosts
your
on
safe
the
word would
side
probably
stream.
be
he,
like
he was.
eat
He's
it
doing his own thing now, which is
or a
great.
spoon.
And he just had a kid, and like I'm super stoked for him.
On
And he's welcome to come on the
Onomatopia.
show anytime. Which, by the way,
Oh,
I do think that you and
Marionette,
Adam should
help.
hash it out as well, right?
She
Okay,
knows how
so
to spell
with that
these
said,
things out
so the
phonetically
next
so I
day,
can say them.
we come
She's
in
done it a
and,
lot.
we do a decompression. and really just, for the first time,
Onomatopia.
have an opportunity.
Safe word mine
to
is
talk about
Rising
what's
Jaguar.
happening.
Hey,
Usually this would
yo.
happen like you did. You know, you left and you went on and did your own decompression, right? And so that was our first opportunity to do our decompression stream. Now, Adam thought you were full of shit, right?
Deal.
And he said so in so many words, right?
Test me. There
And
it is.
When you know, I think that's the thing about the interview, which was really unique, was I had done a lot of research on you. And everything leading up to based off of,
Okay, thank
what-
you.
Right,
Thank
right or
you.
not. What
Interestingly
people were saying
enough, I
about
know
you
how to
and
say
questions about it.
fluctuating miasma.
This is a good point to
because
break off
my
before
asthma
we get
is
to
an
your
is an
Friday
ability
stream.
and a magic
So what
spell in
exact
Final
research
Fantasy
did you do?
14.
Like, who did you talk to? What information were you gathering upon
On
when you went into this interview? Because I think people
Onomatopoeia.
want to hear your perspective of what your notions were going into this thing and how it turned out.
Thank you.
Well, I mean,
I am deaf
did
in one
talk to pretty
ear
much
and
anybody and
I'm
everybody that I could talk to about you. I mean, I can let me
dumb
see if I
as
can
shit
find
in the
my,
other.
if I find my Google Docs about it, and I can tell you exactly what my research was.
It's a word you have to
But
be
yeah, I
mean
went
to
in
say.
and made that. But I do want to finish my point here. and
Okay,
that
go ahead. Yep.
The idea that
Oh, here's a little
I had a.
This is
somewhat of a
totally
background.
not
I'd done a
based
couple
off of
weeks
real
research
life.
on it, like way more research.
This is not
than you
based off
possibly
of-
should do for an interview.
This is not
right?
based
But
off
my
of
thought was,
real
and I
life
said this before, and I'll say
experiences.
this
But if
again,
you're doing
I
some
wanted to treat
pillow
you
talk,
with respect, I wanted to treat
don't
me with
bring up
respect, I wanted
Phil's
to treat
name.
the audience with respect.
don't
right?
say
I had a pretty good idea of what the
DSP
audience
or
was
anything
gonna want,
involving
right,
that.
for
That
this.
will just
Here we
immediately,
go. I got this doc right here.
it'll just
Potential
cut you off.
DSP questions,
Thumb to the
right?
eye,
This
shit
is,
can to the floor. Don't
you
do
know,
it.
It's all various things that we touched
Fun
on,
word
right?
to say, but hard
Now,
to
where did this
spell.
come from? Was this like you asked people what questions you would want me to ask DSP, and you made a
It is
compilation? Is that what this
fluctuating
document is?
miasma. Like I should just stick
No,
with
I think a lot of this
miasma,
was
which is a
just,
funny,
through
which is also like a
various
cool
DMs
sounding
and
name.
communication, things that
But
people had
fluctuating
asked and wanted to know
miasma
about you.
just
Obviously
rolls
the WWE
off the
Champions
tongue.
thing, you know,
the
various
best way to
clips
kill
that,
the mood is Phil.
you
Not
know,
based off of any
broader
real life
questions,
experiences.
how do you
Not
think,
ever at
yeah,
all.
I'll just go down the list. I've been told not to interview you. Why do you think that is? When you stream, who is streaming, Phil or DSP? What have you done to change the perception from a production standpoint? Right. So,
Right.
like I said, there's a list of these things.
Right.
I'm gonna have to
and
like
then there's,
add
like,
some
some of my
gain
notes
to this
in here, right?
sound.
We were
It's so
talking about,
low.
You know, what there's. I remember one point in particular we were talking about. You've been doing this forever, but you don't have a business plan or a financial plan. People were really hung up about your taxes, so wanted to touch about that. You know how you spend your money. Obviously, with
I'm gonna
WWE
fill you up with my
champions.
dark side
Right, we can talk about that a
shouty.
little bit.
So Craig, you have to understand. Literally every question you just asked. I mean, just think about it. Every question you just asked is basically like personal stuff.
The
And it's stuff
formation
that
of a
my
word from a
detractors
sound
would want to know,
associated with
okay?
what is named.
So now I'm just telling you from an outside,
Cuckoo,
you know, from
sizzle,
your perspective,
a
from an
relatively large
outsider's
number of bird
perspective,
names
or
arise
even
by
my perspective. It sounds to me
scrolling
like
up.
what you did for 2 weeks is you just said, "Hey, everyone who doesn't like
There's
Phil,
the definition
contact
for it.
me
Thank
and
you.
talk to me."
Thank
I mean,
you.
you even had a clip from It's a
Phonetically,
Gundam,
right?
one
No,
of
no,
the
no.
most
Phonetically
infamous
is
people who
spelled
rags
how
on
it
me all the
sounds.
time
But
as an audio question. At
formation
the
of
end
a
the
word from
interview.
a sound associated. So like
What I would like to
sizzle,
ask you right now,
cuckoo.
and I hope that you'll
like
be
in a
honest
comic
with
when
me.
you see pow
Sure,
or
I
boom.
will.
Yes.
In your efforts to gather information about me for
I feel
this
like I'm
interview,
learning
did
something
you
today.
talk
I'm
to
learning a
anyone
lot
who
about all
actually
y'all,
likes
and
me?
y'all learning a lot about me.
Well,
Hey,
I think I was
shithead.
open to talking to anybody.
I
who
have
would,
depression.
But nobody reached out that said they.
Actually, I was
really
feeling
liked
kind of
you.
low
And
yesterday,
I
but
don't mean
today
that
definitely
negatively.
makes
I mean,
up for it.
I said I
Oh
was
no,
doing
there's
this
a good
interview.
reason for it, and I'll explain it in a second. But
Damn,
you know, go
Phil,
ahead.
why you gotta throw
So
him in
with
the eye
said,
like that? Let him finish his
when
thought.
you say you're going to do an interview with somebody and you say, "Hey, I'm open to talking to all people," if there are people who go out of their way to like you, they didn't reach out to me, right?
Okay.
So,
Damn.
you know, your theory of like I only collected things from detractors at the time, you know what? It may be right, you know, but once again, it wasn't malicious. These are all things that people were curious about, and you have to admit, Phil, when you're essentially radio silent for a decade and people don't go in and they don't have an
Hey,
opportunity to
stupid.
interview you, it's important to
That should
flush
be a
those
sound
pipes
effect.
out and just get it all out. Get it all out there, right? It goes back to
I
the
have
elephant
no
in the
idea
room,
what you're talking
right?
about.
When you have
and I
this
don't
giant elephant
care.
that everyone's staring at, if you don't have an opportunity to talk about those things, whether they're personal or not, right? Then they should be addressed, because that is what the DSP lore is all about.
Right.
So, you know, if you did have a, you know, to use the opposite side of this, the detractor versus the champions for DSP, not a single champion reached out and was like, "Hey, did you know this?
I have
Did you know that
depression
Phil
and
donates to charity?
alcoholism.
You know, whatever, right?"
But then I smoked some good and forgot to get
had
drunk or be
they,
depressed.
then we would have. Now, with that said, you know, leading
I'm
up to
telling
this,
you, I
also
couldn't get
knew
high until
what this was
like,
gonna
I
look
don't
like,
know,
because
midnight
you
last
prefaced me. I
night.
mean, I have our emails pulled up
Because I had shit to
gave
do.
me-
I was doing yard
you,
work, and
like,
then I
sent
was
me ammo
engineering a
saying, "Hey,
podcast,
this is
and
what
that
I think they're
lasted
going to
well into
ask."
the night.
And I feel like I've addressed a lot of these things. You sent me videos of you addressing these things.
And I was having a
But
bad
as you
day.
said,
I was
you
just
wanted this to
not in the
be
right
the
headspace.
definitive DSP interview, right?
Right.
So if you want it to be the definitive DSP interview, then naturally I should be listening to everybody who has criticisms of you. And if there is this lore that's attached to it, then I wouldn't be doing my job as the interviewer to do research, good and bad, about the
Right.
interviewee. Otherwise, it's a fluff piece.
Okay. And fair enough, and I accept that answer. Now I'm going to give you my response.
I'm not
okay? Sure, and
asking for
probably
you
don't know
to
this,
accept
all right?
my
The
answer.
reason that my fans don't reach out and get involved in this kind of stuff is because my detractors, okay, those people
Oh,
who
here
you
we
were
go
talking
again.
to get questions to ask me,
Where is it?
systematically hunt down,
All of my shit is
harass,
moved.
dox, and do horrible things to anyone who publicly supports me. Okay? And I'm not just
I
talking
wanted
like,
to get high and
someone
do
was in the
yard
chat
work,
said
but I
like
played
Phil.
DDR.
I mean, they'll try
And then
to
I went
hunt these people
outside and I was
down,
like, shit,
find
I
their
gotta get
social
this
media,
done.
Find where they live, find where they
So
work,
I
call them,
did it.
harass them, call them pedophiles, do horrible things to them. There's been supporters documented who give me a $100 tip, and then they get hacked and stuff. It's really, really messed up.
That's
I mean,
that's 5. That's 4. He did
case
it
in
again.
point, Craig,
Did I miss this?
Do you not remember? Maybe you don't remember.
I mean, I'll
It
gladly
was like
take
a week
another
or two
pool, but I just
before
want to
the
make sure that
interview.
we're doing this right.
They tried to dox you. You remember that, right? And I told you about it. I said, just so you know, they gave your an address on the internet, and I don't think it's real. And you know, they did it to you. So if they're doing it to you, obviously they're not going to. My fans who like me are not going to speak up in a public venue like that and be like,
Yeah,
oh
but
yeah,
they
now
will
I'll just I want to talk
porn
about Phil.
on their
No,
multiple
they'll watch
Twitter
me, they'll
account
silently support me,
timelines.
as they
The
have done
same
for a very long
porn
time. But they're not going to
videos
put
across
themselves
1,
into the line
2,
of fire
3,
of
5,
these already
10,
deranged
12
people.
accounts that
And
we
you maybe
know
didn't
of.
know that. So I got to give you the benefit of the doubt.
Say
here
it
that
again?
I got to trust you that you were doing what you thought
I misspoke.
was fair. But a lot of people were going into that interview thinking, okay, he's going to ask tough questions. But at the same time, maybe we'll talk a little bit about the positivity about Phil's 16-year history on YouTube. The good old days, or even what's good about what
I'm
he
high.
does today.
Let's get one
how
for
he's
the Kipper.
improved, stuff like that. Like, there was none of that. It was literally just like negative, 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 negative. Now, I told you I was okay with that, all right? But from, again, outsider, they're looking at the situation like Craig just sat around for 2 weeks claiming he did all this research, and all he literally did was talk to the people who hate Phil the most, compiled it into a ball of negativity, and threw it at him.
And then
And that's
they
the
were
perception
proven
of that
right.
interview at this
The
point from those
detractors
who
were
aren't my detractors,
right.
basically. In fact, just to give you another example,
Yeah,
Mike
name
Club,
one positive
who I was
moment. That
planning on
time I
possibly
got
doing a
money,
documentary with
and that other
this
time I
year,
got money,
said to
and then
me
that other time I got
directly,
money.
you
Come on.
realize that side scrollers interview was just for your detractors, right? Like, no one else cares. No one else watched it and said, oh, it was literally a detractor interview. And it's all it'll ever be. That's why you should do positive content like a documentary, because you need to have parts of your truthful nature, your personable personality come out. No one saw that in the interview because it was literally detractor question, detractor question, detractor question.
With all due respect to Mike, do you not think he was just puffing up your chest to try to get you to do a documentary with him?
Of course he was. I mean, let's be honest. Of course he wanted to do a documentary with me. But,
Right.
I mean, from all this nonsense, there's always a little moment of truth, right? And it rings true. That interview, if you watch it back, you don't get to learn anything about me besides all the things people don't like about me. And
There's so
that
much to
sucks,
not like
because
about
that's
you.
there forever. That's a video that launched you guys into prominence for a while, right?
Wow,
I think
he's
you
taking
can
credit
we
for
agree
the
there?
screen-
Can we just
for the
say
side
that
scrollers.
interview did give you a launching board to popularity, right? And I'm not saying that anything that came after is a result of me. I'm not. But was that not the piece of content that launched your show into prominence and people wanted to hear from the side scrollers?
I think that it raised awareness that side scrollers was back, but to think that anybody who watched that, like, I would say we had Phil 2,500 people tuned in live to watch that show, right? We had 3,000 watching our show today, right?
That's right.
Of
Damn.
that 3,000 who watched our show today, how many of those of that 2,500 were there?
Probably
I don't
zero,
know.
because your show
Right.
today is a different show. It's completely
Right.
different content.
Well, it's not an interview. It's not about Phil. And I think I recognize that, right? Now, did it raise awareness? Sure. Is it why the show's been successful? No. You know,
Oh, no, and I agree with you
but
there.
is it-
Your show is taken off, and I want to say kudos and congrats to you
Oh,
for having
get
a very
off his-
successful show now. I mean, it's blown
Get
up,
off
and
his
that's great.
dick.
But people didn't know about side scrollers until my interview. Is that a fair statement to say?
It raised awareness. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
But just like our interview with the Tetris CEO, or us talking about Concord or Dustborn or whatever.
Like, once again, the show was changing. We were trying to figure out what the show was, and
It was a
took about a
right-wing
year before we
grift.
figured out what the show was.
Yeah, you remember you were saying
Yeah.
on the show no politics, and now it's like it's
It's all
completely flipped.
positive.
Like that's
It's all
mostly what you're
positive.
talking about these days.
I
you know?
disagree. I don't think what we talk about is politics at all. I think we talk about the culture of this stuff. Very
Well,
rarely.
fair enough. I'm okay. Not hardcore politics. I
So
agree
was
with you there.
ditching
Very
Machinima
rarely
for
do
a
we actually
scam
talk about
MCM? That was
you know,
positively
Democrats or Republicans
hilarious.
or anything like that. No. We talk about the culture associated
Culture,
with
I
the
get
game,
it.
which I think from a video game perspective is way more important than whether a game gets a 7 or an 8 in a score. You know.
Yeah.
And I think that's that's what's limited, because at the end of the day, you see a number of the reason why side scrollers is working is, and our audience is growing, is because we know that there are a bunch of, as we say in our chat, our community is called normal men. They're called normal men for a reason, because there's a bunch of normal men who are looking around going like, yo, what the hell's happening? And this isn't right.
Why are there so many ethnics around?
The thing about side
Get
scrollers,
out of
we do
here.
the exact
Fuck
same
off.
thing now that we did a decade ago. It's just in a different package, because a decade ago we were laughing at all the stupid shit that was happening in the video game space. Now there's just way more stupid shit that happens in the video game space that we can talk about it every day. You know, it's the same premise. It's just in a different package. So anyways, with that said, like I said, the show was evolving, the show was changing, and you know, we haven't done like an interview on the show in, I'd say, almost a year. You know, because the interviews were fine, and they were eventually,
bro. You just said the interview made them
a regular
successful.
weekly part of the show. But once again, it takes a while to figure out what the show is.
Phil
And now
losing
we have
his
a good idea of
AdSense
what
back in the
show is,
day was
who
pretty
our
positive
audience
for
is,
me.
And we're there now. Once again, did those interviews help raise awareness?
Damn,
Absolutely.
Deus
But
Marionette with the
you know, I'd say it was a
deep cut here. These men give me big cover your drink vibes.
Just as Side Scrollers is a chapter of the DSP
Holy
story.
shit.
I will agree with you on that. The show today has nothing to do with me. I'm not trying to take credit for it whatsoever.
You know what?
in
Phil
that
would be
regard.
kind of
You've done
like
good
really
for yourself,
fucking dumb about
putting
it, and
in
he
this
would
new
try to
own
do
space,
that.
and it stands
He
out.
would try to slip
So,
something in a
getting
drink
back to
and
now,
then
'cause you did get
accidentally
derailed
drink
there,
his
talking
own
about
shit.
beforehand. So the interview happens. All of a sudden, all eyes are on you guys because you did this interview with DSP.
Oh,
Friday is
God,
supposed to be a
dude.
decompression stream with Mario Kart, but instead it turns into something else. So now let's get into this. So what actually went down on that Friday?
Then all of a
show?
sudden, Phil's like,
Yeah, we went in. We
now,
talked about
guys,
things,
I'm feeling a little tired here.
We do what we do every day. We just talked about.
And no, we're not making
what's in the
fun
news. The
and
difference
making
was
light
that
of those types
we were
of
the news,
situations, but
and
we
the
kind of
interview
are.
was the news in the sphere, and people wanted to. hear
That was
our
the
thoughts about it
wrong
for the
button
first
to
time,
press.
and
The
that was
random
first
sound
time we
effect
got
button
together.
sometimes
So,
wants
you
to
know,
do
you
its own
listen to your
thing.
audience, and when
That's
the
not
audience
even
says, "We wanna hear
better.
your thoughts about what
That's not
happened
even
yesterday,"
better. I'm
you
just
do
gonna
that.
have to stop pressing
And
buttons.
For us, it was a Friday.
Okay, that'll
so
work. We'll leave it at
naturally,
that.
We're gonna
We'll
talk
leave it at
about
that.
it, and then we're gonna give the weekend to decompress, and then we're gonna resume the show on normal on Monday. It doesn't matter if Mario Kart was played or not. The intention was still the same, was to talk about what just happened the day before for the first time, just like you did the day before with the decompression stream. Now, was it what you wanted to hear? No. But was it honest? Yes. And honestly, I think that when it comes to the reasons why we were upset was, and specifically Adam was upset, was because he smelt shit, and whenever he'd say it, you know, it was like talking in circles. And I think that there's like a lot of that stemmed from the WWE Champions thing. That's where a lot of the meat came from, right? So we asked you about that several times. You know, we got the runaround on it. We all knew it was the runaround, right? There were, you know, we talked about you sharing your account, and then, you know, and then that didn't happen.
Get into it.
And
Get
that was
into
when
it.
the internet went out and everything associated with that. And so, you know, we were upset about it, right? Because we smelt the shit. And I think that there's like actually like a lot of irony when it comes to this, in that, like, just was yesterday, you know, I get sent clips to you all the time, and leading up to this especially, you know, where you talked about WWE champions, and you said that, you know, you spent you know, forever lying about it, right? So, so with that said, like, do you think that you know, you admitted to lying about this, right?
Hey, I mean,
Do
that
you
sounds like
think
a
that
pretty
we had
good
a right
evening,
to be
to
upset
be honest.
because we felt you were lying, we knew you were lying, you admitted to lying. Do you feel that we had a right to be upset the next day?
Well, let me put it into.
He's going to
these terms,
repurpose
okay?
his question
When
and then
a guest is gonna be on
reframe
the
it
show,
into something else
they're
and then
gonna be
answer
interviewed,
that
and
question.
They know there's going to be
Boy!
hard-hitting questions, and that was all previously established. All right, we knew all this was going to happen. That's why I agreed to do the interview, because I felt like this was going to be it, the definitive interview or whatever. Okay, never in my wildest dreams did I expect that the next day after the interview you were going to do that. You didn't even tell the public you were going to do that. And
Why?
now, let's
No,
be
why
honest
is he?
here.
Why is
What
he?
actually
No,
happened
don't
on
let
that
him do
Friday show
this.
is you talked to my
Craig,
detractors
don't let
almost
him
the
do
entire
this to
show.
you.
You were
Don't
reading
let
all
him
of their
repurpose your
contributions as
question
they
as something
rolled in.
else so that
I
he
think
can
some of
shoot
them were
that
previously
part
from
down.
the interview the day
No.
before. I want to be fair here. I think
Semantics.
there were like leftovers you hadn't
Fuck.
shouted out
God
the day
damn it,
before.
this guy
And then
makes
there
me
was a
so
ton of
fucking mad
contributions that came in that day
sometimes.
from my detractors.
Call him out
So you
on
just
this
sat there
shit,
reading
bro.
them. And okay, you're upset with me. You don't believe me. You smell shit. All right. But there's a difference between saying, well, we just did this big interview, we don't believe him, versus actually like actively participating in memes that they have about me.
What?
Your entire
Are you
cast
saying
laughed
that lying is not as
on
bad
the
as
show, Craig, together,
memes?
as if this was something funny to do to deride Phil. I was the guest on your show the day before for 5 hours.
Bro!
I was on your show and
Ain't
answered
no
hard-hitting
fucking way
questions.
this dude
You
is
didn't have to
doing
believe
this.
the answers.
Hold on. Did you?
Cut his
answer
ass off.
Because you
I
didn't.
did. Oh, indeed, I answered. You just didn't like
no,
the answers.
Phil, don't flip that on me because you didn't. You were dishonest with us, and we
Damn.
smelt that.
It's
We
still an
smelt that,
answer.
Phil.
It doesn't matter if it's honesty or not. It's still an
What?
answer.
Then
It
let me ask
doesn't
you this, Phil.
matter
Would
if it's
you
honest or
apologize
not.
for lying to us?
What the
Because
fuck
that's
is
where a lot of that
this?
came from. It's like we knew you were lying, right?
Okay.
And I gave you an opportunity multiple times. I remember pleading with you, Phil, just come clean on this. And the opportunity was there. And had you just come clean at that instance, everybody would move past this. So I do think that, like, once again,
Yeah,
why were we upset?
he will
Phil?
just
What's the
talk and
root of
talk and
all
talk
this?
and talk
We
and talk
felt
until you're
and we
exhausted,
knew and we
and then you don't
smelt
want to
the
talk
lie.
about it
We
anymore.
smelt it, right? So and you admitted yesterday to lying to us. So that to me stings because you're not only lying to me, you're lying to your audience, you're
Yep.
lying to my audience,
Yep.
you're lying to everybody else.
And it's
So you
just
should
disrespectful.
apologize
Tell
to
me the
and
truth. If the
Adam,
truth hurts
Travis,
me,
and Vlad,
it's gonna
and
hurt
everybody
less
else
than
who
you
watched
know
that show
than you
because they were
knowingly
expecting
lying to
the
me.
definitive DSP interview, and what they got was lies.
Yep.
That's not definitive, Phil. That's the issue I had with it.
And here comes
Okay,
Phil
now,
waving
since
his
we're
magic
getting
wand.
into the nuance of it now.
No, we're
Let's
not.
talk because
No,
the lies
broad
you're talking about
strokes,
are
you
WWE
lied.
champions. That's what we're talking about. Let's
Oh,
hone in on
but will you apologize though? Because that's
Let's
because-
hold on. Let's
Okay.
talk. Let's do this. All right. Let's
This
like man to
mother-
man. Don't demand something from me now. Let's
not-
talk
I'm
like
asking.
men.
I'm getting
Okay.
aggro. I need to stop.
If in that interview, all right, I had been honest with you and completely transparent, and I said fessed up to everything, right? Immediately you would have said, "That's great. Prove it." Correct? You would have said, "Prove everything you're saying."
and we gave
Yeah.
you the opportunity to.
Okay. Now let's be real about this, because I don't want you to lie to the internet about it. I want to be real about
I will
this.
not. I'm not going to lie to the internet. I'm not.
In that interview,
Oh,
all right,
no.
you said to me, show me evidence of what stuff you're saying, show me screen captures or whatever. And I'm going to be honest with you. No, I was never going to do that on the fly because I'm the kind of guy I want to make sure if I'm going to do something like that, I want to make sure everything's
Seduce.
safe.
He
I
said
wanna
it.
make sure it's
Freudian
correct.
slip. He said
I'm not going to
seduce.
send you something just to say it wasn't good enough. I want you to show you the
7 years of
definitive evidence
lies to his
prove what I'm
audience who
saying
he
or
claims
whatever,
to like.
okay?
Imagine if he,
So I'm
he
thinking in
doesn't
my head
like
during
him.
the interview
He
because I didn't know you were going to hit me
despises
with
his
that.
audience.
Honestly, I thought you were just going to ask me questions and I was going to answer. I didn't know you were going to say, this is your opportunity to actually clear this up. I never thought you would do that.
Craig,
So,
you
I'm
dumbass,
thinking in my head,
don't
okay,
let
how
him
can I
do
prove it?
this
How
to
can I do
you
this? How can I do that? I
again.
need to get this stuff together for you, right? And you had left the door open. And in fact, this is what near the end of the interview we were talking about this. If you want to, clarify everything, you can send it to me after we're done here. We even left the door open for that, correct? You remember that, right? I'm not making that up. That was
No,
correct.
now he's asking him
Right.
questions to
And
muddy
be
the
clear, I actually
waters.
have
No,
our
Phil.
emails pulled up.
Sure.
Which, if you have those pulled up, I think that you can read your part and I can read my part. Just so everybody is on the same page and there's full clarity on all this stuff.
Yeah. Oh, I don't need to read them. I know exactly what they say.
Well, I think it's important
No!
just so
Phil,
this is
read
us
them!
talking, but
Yeah.
we'd be ignorant to say that there's not a couple, few thousand people who once again, this is part of the story of how we got here, right? So I do think it's important because I don't want to leave any context out. So do you mind if I read our emails after the just our back and forth that we had after, because I think it does provide context to what we're talking about here.
Sure. This is the email that was sent after I got off the show.
Yeah.
Because
yeah.
I believe there was an email then, and then I emailed you again after I'd eaten dinner about, are you available? Are you going to be checking this email box? And that was where we had left it. And then the next day you emailed me something in the morning, correct? That's the chain of events.
No.
Okay, so
He's trying to muddy the.
it
Stop it!
happened on,
Stop
I
it,
guess we talked
Craig!
March
No,
16th
you keep.
last year.
on him about the same
you emailed
point.
me at
You go, I'm not
8:18.
worried about that.
You
I'm
said,
worried
"Hey,
about
Craig,
this.
I'm
I'm not worried about
so
what
I'm
you're talking
interested
about.
to
I'm
hear
worried
your
about this.
thoughts on how
I'm
the
not
show
worried
was.
about what you're
I
saying.
really
I'm
hope
worried
that
about this.
it was a
Keep
big
going
benefit
back
you
to it,
guys.
Craig.
If so,
Keep going
this may have
back to
been
it.
the only time in history that my
Don't
infamy
keep your
has
feet
actually
on
helped
the
something.
ground.
I know you'll
Hold that
want to get back to
stance.
normalcy, but I'm looking forward to hearing from you again about the.
I'm sorry, I'm
possible
yelling over
next
the
appearance.
correspondence.
My viewers are telling me that they think that you and Adam were too harsh, but I disagree completely. As I told you on the podcast, you are nothing but fair. But there is pretty much 100% consensus that the Keemstar bit was intrusive, gave him free plugs for his own content, and took away about an hour that should have been more on topic. I didn't mind.
5 hours, 4
didn't
hours of
mind,
this shit wasn't enough,
that's
but the
vibe
1
my
hour that
viewers are
Keemstar was
sharing
there
with
was a
me.
bridge to. Okay.
I would likely be best for a repeat appearance to just
Lies
be
for
us
7 years
to avoid
straight
people
and calls
feeling
other
like
liars.
it was a quote surprise or trick or shock me. How often do you check this email? I'm still 50-50 on showing you my champions account at this point, especially because of what Keemstar said. I feel nobody would believe you even if you vouched for me. But I respect you and still considering it, despite the fact I'm incredibly scared my info will once again leak and hurt me. So that was the email that you sent me at 8:18.
Okay, which was 5:18 my time. Well, actually, I don't know what time zone you are, but it was
Central. So 6:18 your time.
Gotcha.
out
So
to
it was right
Central.
after dinner. Correct.
Okay,
Now, I will
so-
clarify what was going on. Okay. Now, did you see my show last night where I told the truth about WWE champions for the very first time? Have you seen that at all, or did you just hear about it?
I had a clip sent to me, but
Okay.
I haven't like watched the whole thing.
Damn,
Okay.
you couldn't even get him the view.
In
He
a
said,
nutshell.
The hell with that.
All right. Yeah, the account was mine. I had it for many years, and after years of harassment by my detractors, I sold the account. Okay. So at the time that we're doing this interview, I don't have access to the account, so I can't prove
Yes.
really
Make
anything,
more.
right?
Make
All
more
I could do is I could show
incriminating
you like a new account,
testimonials.
which is the account that I had currently. If you remember, you would ask me straight up in the interview, "Hey, do you still play WWE Champions?" Yes, I do, but it's on this new account. It's not the original account that the detractors knew about and were stalking me for all these years.
Phil, I don't really care about WWE.
Okay, no, fair, but
really
here's
don't.
I
don't care.
understand, but you have to understand the situation.
Mhm.
So I'm saying to you, I'm 50-50 on sending it, but if you had said to me, yeah, okay, I'm still open to it, I was going to show you the new account. I was going to try to explain all this to you and say, this is why I can't just on a whim show you everything. It wouldn't have worked. You easily could have said, oh, you made this up. This is a bullshit new account or whatever.
Yeah.
It's a convoluted story. It is,
Yeah.
okay? So what was your response to me reaching out to you saying, hey, I have the information. I'm 50-50 on it. What was your response to that?
Yeah. So, and once again, let's make sure we have all represented.
He is
here.
lying.
Mhm.
He just
you
got
sent that
done
March
saying he
16th
was
at
lying to his
8:18
audience for
PM.
7 years,
So it's
but this
evening
time
for me,
you can
right?
believe him.
My morning routine is I wake up and I start prepping for the show, right? So we're live at 11. I'm getting up. I'm getting prepped for everything. I have not checked this email, right? I've not checked this email. And because I told you prior to,
I highly doubt that.
I don't check this email.
I don't know one
I don't
person
check
that
this
doesn't
email very
immediately
often.
reach for their phone when they
Sometimes
first
it'll
wake
go
up.
weeks before I check the email, right?
Yep.
So you know this.
Report it.
So you send me that email. The following day, March 17th, I respond at 7:45. That's
This
the
is
next
not
time
a
we
call
have
to
any
action
sort of
to
correspondence.
Is that AM or
report
PM?
his account.
That is PM.
Okay.
So it's been about 23 hours.
And you
And
see,
you've already
Phil
done
keeps
your show for Friday. It's
Phil
already taken
keeps
place.
asking questions and
So
poisoning the
here's my
well with
response to
his
you.
questions.
I said, and
Phil,
and
why did
felt
you
like this was
kill
a very
that
fair-
person in Minecraft? Why did you slap that
very fair
11-year-old in
assessment of
Minecraft?
things. And you can tell me if I'm wrong.
Yeah, so
I said, "Hey, Phil, I
one
think
would
the
have
show
to
went-
wonder
went
what a
okay
Minecraft
yesterday.
is.
We talked
Are
about
you
it at
even in a
length on today's
mind?
show
Do
as
you
a
craft
debrief.
things? Like,
I
no,
think
no,
we
no,
were
Phil.
all
Did you
left-
say that you
I
were going to
think we all
slap that
left the interview
11-year-old
mentally
kid
exhausted
in
and feeling
Minecraft?
incredibly
Well, you know,
frustrated
was I
as
playing
at the end of the
Minecraft?
day,
Could I have
we
been playing
want what's best for
Castlevania?
you,
Like,
man.
come on.
The things that are laid out about everything, the WWE mobile games, the bank stuff, etc. It just doesn't make sense, man. There's too much evidence saying it's yours, and your only evidence is just saying it's not. I feel like we gave you multiple
My sources,
opportunities
bro,
to turn this
trust
thing
me.
around, but you just seem so dug in. Even in the face of insanely detailed evidence, you wouldn't take it. Even with Keemstar coming on, I tried to lay out the similarities you feel towards him and the way people feel about you based off of things that you've said online. It was tough. Honestly, I'm just disappointed, man. Like I said, I and we want what's best for you, man. We very much do, but you have to want what's best for yourself. When you're ready to take that step, I will gladly help you, man. Help you, man, on your journey. You deserve to get to level 2. You know,
Bro, we're on level
I
99, so you
know
better
can do
catch
it.
up, pimp.
And that's the email that I sent to you, and I think that was very fair. You know, I did not lie to you and be like, "Hey, Phil, it was great. It was spectacular. Can't wait to set up number 2." As I said,
I can't wait for you to lie to me again
exhausted
for
from
another
it.
6
And,
hours.
You know, mentally tired from it, physically tired from it, and we talked about that. You know, we talked about that on the following debrief. So, you know, had we done that debrief immediately after the show, chances are we would have said the exact same thing. Probably worse, you know? But you can see in that email, we felt lied to. We felt exhausted, right? And the reality is, Phil, we were lied to.
Tell 'em!
So,
Tell 'em!
you know, self-admittedly, you said we were lied to, and we knew that. So naturally, when somebody lies to you and continues to lies to you, you're going to be upset.
Right.
So we were
Fair
upset.
enough. Okay.
Fair enough. Now here's
So,
my perspective.
I will confirm everything that Craig just said is true. That is correct. Was what was in those emails. I know for a fact that's exactly how.
That's not what we're
transpired.
talking about,
Okay?
Phil. Get to the point.
So now, he said it. I didn't say it. He said it. He literally read the emails word for word. No one can say that I made this up. Okay? So we got to follow the order of events. I'm on your interview. 5 hours, hard-hitting questions. I lie to you about WWE champions. You leave the door open and say, you can send me the information after to clarify all of this. Okay? That was said directly in the interview. You agree to that, right, Craig? You did say that.
Ah, God damn it, Phil. You're doing
I
it
go on my
again.
show. I say, that was a good interview. I'm okay with it. I even email you, say, I'm okay with it. I'm 50
He needed time to make up his response.
You check your email.
Ooh, that's a
You
good,
literally
good,
just
good
publicly admitted you
point.
don't check your email. Right?
Well, in this situation, yeah, it'd been a day. Yeah.
So you ended an interview, the hottest piece of content you had ever made at that point on
my
Side Scroller.
God!
You knew all eyes were on you. You knew people were looking to see if I was going to follow up with you and send you this information. And you decided not to check your email, but instead to do a show ragging on me the next day. Is that a correct statement?
Dude.
I would say that in between me ending the show, being done with the internet for the day, going to sleep, and waking up the next day and then doing the show, like Phil, as we said at the time, you had one opportunity to send the stuff. It wasn't there, right? You passed on that.
Whoa. Passed on what? You just admitted the door was open to send you the information when I got it together.
During the show, Phil, during the interview.
Craig, we're on an interview and a show. Craig. We're in an interview. The idea of the interview is for me to answer your questions. It's not stop the interview. Let me dig into documents and get you screenshots and things. That's not what the interview was. Never once before the interview did you ever say that's what it was going to be.
Okay,
and like I said, if I'm going to send you
Phil's
something,
end,
it has
that's
to be
a
sure that
dub.
it's proving my point. This was a convoluted story. It's not I could just send you a screenshot. I got to try to prove now that I've got a new account and it's not the old account, that I sold the account. This is complicated. It's not something I can just do during the show. I was literally, to be transparent with you now, as I sent you that email, I had everything ready. I told you I was 50-50. I literally had it all ready to go. And all you had to do was check your email and say, I'm here, Phil. I'll check it. And I would have sent it to you. And you would have had it.
I think I'm more pissed off
instead of
at
having
Craig
a Friday
right
show
now
where all you
than
did was
Phil.
beat me up all day,
Or
you would have had the Friday
I'm mad
show
that
saying
Craig
the
is
big
letting Phil
reveal.
get away with this.
DSP cleared the air. He said he was a liar, but here's the truth. But you didn't check your email. You told
He's going to
me.
stick on this. You didn't check.
What do you want, dude? Like, I'm sorry that I didn't check my email for 23 hours. That's not how people communicate in 2023. And I know that's how you communicated, but I I didn't check my email for 23 hours, and I'm sorry that I didn't check my email for 23 hours. I apologize. for
Don't
that.
apologize,
for
Craig,
lying.
you idiot.
I apologize for lying, but I don't want your apology that you didn't check your email. I want your apology for being completely disingenuous about everything that happened after the fact, after the interview. That's what I want.
But the thing is, Phil,
Bro!
I don't think we were being disingenuous. Like, I think we were
Sav,
being
are you
completely
seeing
honest
this,
with
bro?
how we
What
felt.
the what?
You know, like I said, we spent 5 hours talking to you, getting the runaround.
Thank you for
man.
hanging
And,
out
like,
on the YouTube
it
side
was-
of things,
it was
by the
not
way,
meant to
Sav.
be, like, this was-
Appreciate you.
Once again, I go back to the
Oops, guess you didn't
definitive
want it.
dark
I
side
deleted
Phil
all the
interview,
evidence to
and it
clear my
wasn't.
name.
So I'm disappointed in that because there's things that you're
Ah.
telling us now you lied about. We felt it. We knew it was happening in real time. We felt like we were getting gaslit. So
Craig, you
naturally, yes,
idiot.
I
Stop
felt
getting
exhausted
gaslit by
and
Phil,
tired. And
bro.
honestly,
I need to tweet
didn't
about this.
wanna
People
deal with
need
it,
to
which
know.
is why in that email I said, look, man, we're just disappointed. Like I said, I want what's best for you. We very much do, but you have to want to help yourself. Is lying to us on stream helping yourself? No, of course not. You deserve to get to level 2. I know you can do it.
Yeah,
Craig,
catch up,
what
though.
you told me in that email you sent me on Friday, basically, in other words, says we don't actually care what the truth is.
Yoshi commits
because I had the
tax
truth and was
fraud,
gonna send it to you,
bro.
and you
The
ignored
internet
it.
don't miss.
No, it's not that I
DSP is
ignored you.
expecting you to
because I
give
didn't
him
check
money
the email.
today.
And not
At
That's
least
called
150 as
ignoring, because
normal.
you
The
knew
man
that
has
was
no
our line of
shame or remorse
communication.
at all.
You asked me to send you the
over what he's
information. I
done.
was going to, and you chose not to check it. You actively ignored the way that I could have cleared my name, and then you went on to do a show that made you tons of money defaming me on the internet. That's exactly
Bro,
what
I need
happened.
to do something
And there's
about
no way
this.
that you can ever clarify that because it's in black and white. You just admitted it. You read it. You just admitted it publicly that you didn't check the line of communication we had that I could have cleared the whole situation.
Is this like the gotcha? Like,
There's no gotcha. There's no gotcha.
it's a
You read it.
gotcha.
I actually wasn't going to read
Phil,
the
Phil,
emails.
like,
You did it.
Gotcha.
Phil, I don't apologize for not checking my email for 23 hours. I'm an adult with a family and kids, and honestly, I was tired of it, right? The fact that I did check my email on Friday night was fascinatingly amazing that I did that, right? That's a big dub, but I'm sorry that you felt betrayed that I didn't check my email. And once again, there's a big difference between ignoring, because I didn't know the email was there in the first place. You have to know it was there to actively ignore it. I did not actively
Don't you not get
ignore your
notifications?
email.
I don't know.
I didn't know it happened. So I can't ignore something that I didn't know happened.
Craig, in the interview, we ended it with, the door is open. You can send me the information. So you didn't know it happened. Do you need to have a bomb go off when someone sends you the thing you directly
Okay, now
asked
he's
for?
going into
Would
extremes.
you
So
not
do
even in
this
a
when
moment think, hey, maybe
when they
he's gonna
go into
contact
an
me today
extreme.
about
What do
this
you
and I
have?
should check
What do
this
I
and,
have to
you
do
know,
to
'cause
get you to
how
look
else
at
am I
my
gonna send you
email,
these documents
senpai?
Anyway, by the way, it has to be an
Well,
email
nuclear
attachment,
bomb.
right? I can't
Fuck,
just
dude.
call you and give it to you. I didn't have your Discord or anything, right? We were doing it through some other streaming client, so I had to send you an email. All right.
Don't
now
y'all
here's
have
the thing. Here's the thing.
telephones?
We can talk about this for the rest of the
Real
show.
quick, allow me to kind of
One more, and then I want to move on because this is
sure,
taking, you know,
and that's fine. I'm just going based off of our track record of emailing back and forth. Okay, I'm just looking at how we emailed back and forth leading up to this thing, right? There's
Check your
pretty
email
much
because
at
I didn't
least
send
a
proof.
day between every correspondence that we had, right? Almost every single time there's at least a day between our correspondence. So based off of our track record of corresponding with each other, I'm not gonna go. Like I said, I'm
Craig, this is
exhausted,
a
bro.
really bad cope, bro. This is really bad.
What?
You're saying we just ended the interview. You said the door is open. Send me the information, and then you just say, "Well, I'm just not going to check for the information." That's a bad cope. Previously, our
What the-
correspondence was never a reason for you to check right away. Now you had a reason, and you didn't. Instead, you actually did the opposite. Instead of giving me the fair shake, but see if I was going to send you stuff, you went on a show defaming me the entire next day.
I swear
That's
to
the worst
God,
situation
Craig,
possible for you.
You,
But you
I
didn't
have
care.
I'm more mad at Craig than I am
Got
at
me. I
Phil.
didn't check my email. I'm sorry. Hey, with that said, why do you need me? If you want to put this out there, like, you have an X account, you have a Twitter account, you have social media, you have a YouTube community tab. You can post all this stuff available like literally right now. You said you have it pulled up.
He
Like, you
has
had all
been.
this stuff
He's been
available. It's still
screen
gotta be on
capping
your
little
computer
parts of
somewhere.
his
Is this
screen
your
name.
gotcha moment? You're gonna try to
Well,
get
no,
me to post my shit on the internet?
No, Phil, I'm saying is you don't need me. You never did need me, right?
I
And
needed.
this-
That's actually untrue, because what you don't understand, Craig, because again, you didn't know this, is that any time that I try to defend myself, the detractors move the goalpost. It doesn't matter what it is. It could be a little innocuous thing that doesn't matter at all. It could be a big, full-blown lie that I've been doing for years. Whenever I try to do something,
Me?
right, they move the
Clear
goalpost.
my name?
Right now, I
I
can
can't
post
do
all the
that
information up and they say,
shit.
that's fake. That's not true. So it doesn't matter what I post or what I don't. Now, in the case of you have presented yourself as a neutral third party. You were going to be someone who was going to do this interview and be fair, and then you were going to judge for yourself, which actually seems like that's what happened.
Semantic side,
you didn't actually give me the
Craig,
opportunity
I'm going
to send you the information to clear my name.
I'm going to tweet at Craig and say, Craig, stop
now,
it.
Whether or
Stop
not
it.
you checked your email or not, it's not a big deal.
I'm sorry I didn't check my email, and I would like to take this moment to apologize to you and apologize to all of your champions, and especially all the detractors for not checking my email for 23 hours. I'm sorry.
Right. Okay, so let's move on from the email because this is going to be so boring.
He thinks he's actually sorry. I think that was sarcasm.
You said you can only be here for about 90 minutes, right? So probably
I got about another 20 minutes, yeah.
Okay.
Oh.
The next day you do a show. The entire show you're ragging on me, saying you didn't believe me at all. You laugh. Okay, go ahead.
Which you didn't give us reason to.
Okay.
You admitted to yesterday.
Fair enough. You laughed with my detractors. You did all the memes. You got a whole bunch of detractor contributions, correct? That did happen.
Sure.
Okay. Did you continue to do content based on me after this at all?
Not especially. You know, I think there was a
monetize the hate.
I don't remember the context of it, but I remember seeing you said something about us, and I was just kind of like done with it. And I think I went live, and I did what was called a monetize the hater stream.
Mm-hmm.
And but I don't remember the context of it. But I remember being like I was done with it. Right? That's the thing, Phil. You got to understand. Like, we've done almost 400 episodes of Side Scrollers. Right? Your interview was 1 day. Right? Now, once again, was it a chapter of the show? Yes, 100%. Do we appreciate it? Yes, 100%. But
yo,
like,
I lost so much. I did not have the best of respect for Craig, but after this shit,
on a day-to-day basis, I have too much going on.
DSP is the human embodiment of the Sonic 2 medallion.
It's just part of the
destroys everything around him.
At this point, part of the lore, just like Side Scrollers is a part of yours. So you know, so yeah, I was pissed. So I went live and honestly, I will like to give credit to my boy Jeremy from Geeks and Gamers for his, you know, monetize the hater thing. So yeah, I think I went live with.
I wouldn't give that guy any shout outs
and just kind of railed for a little bit because I was tired. I don't remember the context of it. I was just tired of hearing you talk about us. So, you know, it is what it is. Do I regret it? Yeah, kind of. But at the same time,
it was cringe, you know, Craig. You are cringe.
Part of what it is.
Okay. All right. I wanted to hear that straight from your mouth that this happened because I was, you know, the truth is, Craig, I don't even know because, like you said, I don't watch your content, so I actually don't know.
TTR survived the Phil Sonic 2 medallion curse. That's because TTR is the real
right
one.
Now, Craig has a stream called Monetize the Haters. He's making money off of your detractors. He's saying that he wants to be on your show. I'm like, what? I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay, you know, you're right. You're right. That's what it was. You were live. That's right. You were live, and I think you were talking shit about us or something along the lines, and you know, talking about how bad we were to you. And,
hey, welcome back, King Be Cruel on
thing.
YouTube.
I was like, look, I will come on your show right now.
I couldn't figure out the moderation thing.
I don't even know how long ago this was. It was just like, let's just get done with this. And as I've said,
yeah, where's Adam?
Like,
where's Adam? I thought he was supposed to be like tagged in.
Exactly this, to just get through this shit. And I told you, like, I don't care if it's on our channel or on your channel or some other channel, right? Let's just do it. So I was actually glad that you reached out because, you know, I don't think about you a whole lot, Phil, except for when people bring you up to me. And,
fair enough.
And, you know, you're upset that people are like, you know, giving super chats because, well, maybe they enjoyed what we do, right? And I'm not going to say, like, you know, some people were just excited to see that the interview was done. They were congratulating us for doing the interview.
They don't enjoy what you do. They enjoyed that you were bullying me. That's what it was. You were doing a whole stream, monetize the haters, and you were making money off of making fun of me, which is what everyone else does too.
Phil, why was I
TTR?
Because you were talking shit about us.
So, okay,
I had a
now on
feeling
my
when
stream, was I
he
sitting
was
there
all
saying,
like,
hey,
yeah,
Craig
jury's
haters,
feet,
come
though,
on the
and I
stream and dump
said,
on Craig, and let's accept all the donations for everyone who doesn't like Craig. Let's talk about all Craig's dirty laundry on my stream today. Did I ever do that, Craig?
So I don't know. I don't watch.
No
your
one
stuff,
likes
but
you.
you're
They
telling me-
watched
No,
for me.
I never did that. Not once. The only gripes I ever had with you was that how you behaved after the interview. That's
Hold on.
literally it.
They don't
That's
enjoy
the
what
only
you
problem
do.
I have with you. I don't have a problem with anything before or during the interview. It was the fact you left the door open for me to contact you. You ignored that line of contact. You did a harmful show.
Didn't
Because
ignore
me on
because you know
Bro,
what? Now
we need to
now
get
I gotta talk about
Brian
this publicly,
on the
all right?
Level 1
Are you
podcast
aware
where you can
that because you didn't
say
give me the
your
chance to
shit.
defend myself
I'm
after
saying
the
this,
interview,
guys. Can we
you did a
manifest?
bullying
Can we
show where
spirit
you ragged
bomb
on
this
me and I
shit?
wasn't
We
there
gotta
to
get
defend myself
TTR
against
on
any
the
of that.
Level 1 podcast.
You know how that
Come
hurt
on.
me and my
Come
viewers
on
and my
now.
content?
Jury
Probably
feet,
don't.
big
Hold on.
dubs.
Let me just talk about this real quick.
Everybody, we
And
need
by
to
the way,
get
this is something
top
that
tier
I do
rated
want
on the
to
Level 1
talk about.
podcast
You
so
were
he can
upset
crawl up
that
his ass
we went live
and
and talked
emerge
about
from
it,
his chest
and you
like
were pissed
fucking
that you
aliens,
weren't there
bro.
to defend yourself.
Right.
You did a decompression show literally immediately after. You did a decompression show about Keemstar last week, and he wasn't there to defend himself. You did the exact same thing that we do, Phil. You
Whoa,
did a
whoa, whoa, whoa,
decompression
whoa. You just proved you don't watch my decompression shows.
I
You
don't.
just proved it. The decompression shows have nothing to do with talking about and ragging on the guest that just appeared.
So you
In
you
fact,
never-
last
you never
week
talk
with
about what
Keem,
just
Semantics.
last week
Semantics.
with Keem,
Semantics.
I had a whole stream where I said, we are not going to talk bad about this man. Instead, we're just going to talk about the future, building bridges and things like that. We didn't say one negative word about Keem. I didn't accept negative contributions. I
Why
told my
don't you
audience
watch everything
to
I
not contribute and insult Keem. And they
Okay.
didn't. Because
on.
that's wrong.
So
That's capitalizing on an already bad situation. Because now I'm going to
Phil,
talk.
you are
Craig.
not
Please
the
let me
moral
speak,
high ground.
okay?
You need to stop
it.
what
After
you're
the
doing right
interview,
there.
I had to cancel a whole fucking show that I had planned that was called DSP Asks It. I had guests lined up to be on the show that I was going to interview. It was a big project that I had lined up.
I'm
for my
not kidding.
React
I'm
channel.
going to keep saying
I
it. We
cancel
need
it
to
because the
get
guest said, well,
top
after the
tier
side
rated
scrollers
on the
appearance,
Level
they
1
really dumped on you. It's
podcast,
not the
okay?
interview we have issue with. It's the fact that they dumped on you. So now literally everyone who
Bill
saw
called
your
side
interview
scrollers
thinks you're an
scumbags
asshole.
for months.
So because of that,
True.
we're canceling. So I had to cancel the whole show. My followers came out and said, we didn't mind the
Who's
interview.
telling you this?
I'm
Who's
not
telling
done
you
yet. I'm not done yet.
Damn,
To
Phil.
finish.
Okay.
After the interview, my followers said, we don't care about the interview. We care that they ragged on you after. Now it makes you look like an asshole. Now that makes us look like an asshole. We all want to be your fans, but how can we do it when the entire interview hates you now? Right? And you don't understand. What you thought you were doing was decompression. Let's just be honest. But what you did is you gave more avenue for the people who already hated
Bullshit.
me.
He
to
had
hate
guest
more.
lines up.
All you did was you gave a public grandstanding spectacle to my detractors. And the worst part about it, Craig,
He said the
you
thing.
publicly monetized it. You monetized bullying. That's the problem with what you did the day after. You hurt my business.
I
you
would
hurt my
say,
followers,
okay,
you hurt
you
me,
and
you
the
owe
Kino
me an
Casino
apology
were
for that.
bullying
I don't care about you not
Review
checking the
Tech
interview.
USA
or,
for
excuse me,
money.
the email. I care about the fact that you, not once, but then again later down the line, monetized hate against me. I literally never monetized hate against you ever. Ever.
He called them scumbags, bro.
Sure about that, Phil?
You
You never once monetized
Are you sure
your
about
hate
that?
against us. You never talked poorly about side scrollers.
Oh, I absolutely talked poorly about you, but I certainly didn't have entire shows based around it, inviting all of your detractors. Because you want to know something, Craig? They contacted me about this show. They said, here's all the dirt on Craig. And you want to know what I told them? This is the truth, Craig. I said, fuck you. I said, I'm not going to do that. I'm better than that. I'm not going to
Damn.
talk about Craig's dirty laundry because that's not what this is about. I could have easily been doing that all along. Everyone has skeletons in the closet. We all know this, but I'm never going to be
Oh,
like
that
that.
sucks.
I want to build bridges. I don't want to burn them. All right. At the end of this conversation today, I don't want to be at your throat. I don't want you to hate me. I just want us to be at peace. Even if we
And
never
then he
speak
talks.
again,
If
I
you're
just want us
talking to me
be at
like that,
peace. I'm
Phil,
tired
we
of
ain't
this internet
friends.
drama
We ain't going to
bullshit.
be cool.
But you hurt me bad with your behavior after that interview, and I want you to understand how bad it was for me. I had to hide for a year. And now to just show you, Craig, how different it could have been, did you see my appearance on Kino Casino recently? And how different that went?
No, I didn't.
Okay. Kino Casino is a show over on Kick. They had me on. We joked about everything. We joked about WWE champions ever. We made a big laugh about it. But they also treated me
like a respectful human.
No,
he didn't
they
monetize
didn't,
it against
Phil.
me. We had fun conversation.
Phil, I'm
we watched
sorry,
video
you have
clips, we laughed.
autism.
You want to know what it
are
was? I was
so
a
matter
guest
of
on your
fact and
show.
literal about
Like,
these things, and I
was
mean
supposed
this
to
in the
be a
most
guest on your
respectful
show.
way.
What never happened
Do
is we did the
not
interview.
see
You wanna know
what
what
Kino
happened?
Casino is
Public
doing to you.
opinion
They're
has changed,
gassing you
Craig.
up so you can
You may not
act like an
realize this.
asshole
Right
to
now,
Craig,
people
but Craig's
like
a
me.
beta
This is the first
bitch
time
getting
in ages.
steamrolled by you.
That's right.
Oh,
Because they gave me a chance. Because they didn't rag on me. They didn't bully me. They were bullying me. But once I personally talked to them nicely and say, hey, just have me as a guest, they, whoa, what the hell? So everything they say about you is, you know, actually isn't true. Well, not all of it. But the
do you
thing
think
is,
that maybe they
that
were
being
lying
treated kindly
to you
instead of being bullied and being monetizing the bullying led me to a redemption arc where now I'm finally fessing up to all the stuff I've done wrong, and it's all changing for the better, right? That
Phil, you
could have
had-
happened with your interview, but that's not what you did.
We gave you an opportunity to fess up during the interview, Phil.
Which I couldn't
Tell
do
him.
because I couldn't prove it during the interview. I had to get the information together, and I was going to do that, and you didn't give me the opportunity.
Well, no,
Bill, you should have had this shit ready.
Did you have any of that information available when you talked about this yesterday? All you did was you just talked. That's it. So all you
That's
needed
right.
to do 18 months ago was just talk, just like you did yesterday on your show.
No,
right?
whoa,
Be honest
whoa.
about it.
Now you're moving the goalpost. So first it was the only way anyone was going to believe you is if you sent me all the documentation during the show.
Well,
Now
know,
you're
okay,
saying
I'll
I could have
give you
just
this.
said whatever.
I'll give you this. But I will give you that. Right? Documentation would have helped.
Bill!
100%.
No,
With
no,
that
no.
said, Phil. Like,
I'm not
just
mad at
you
Phil.
saying, yeah,
I'm
I
mad
played
at
WWE
Craig.
champions. Yeah. My
I'm mad at
name
Craig.
was this, whatever it was, right? You know, and just.
I
saying
got a
those
tweet
things.
about
Yeah,
this.
yeah,
I said I was going to
absolutely.
do
That
this
would've
before,
gone
but
so
Jesus
far, right?
Christ.
And I feel like we extended the olive
Craig.
branch many times during that interview, right? And once again, you left that interview feeling good.
No.
Your point of contention is that after the show, we spoke honestly about our frustrations. Once again, why were we frustrated, Phil? Because we felt lied to, which was validated yesterday, literally yesterday.
Bill
Later
playing the
on, you
internet
monetized
tough
the
guy
hater stream.
makes me
100%. Why? Because you were
ill.
talking shit about me, right? We've never gone out of our way to go off and say, hey, it's time to dump on Phil because it's fun to dump on Phil, right?
It is
We-
fun
we
to dunk
dumped
on Phil,
because we were
actually.
pissed at the time. The result of the interview, we felt lied to, once again, validated, and you were talking shit. So naturally, it was like, hey, and the idea of going live there was, let's go on Phil's show and hash it out like we're doing now. So look,
We're trying to get TTR on Level 1
I mean it.
podcast.
I'm sorry.
We're putting
I'm
the
sorry that
we're
you
putting
were
the
hurt.
spirit energy
I'm
in the
sorry that
sky.
your community was hurt, and I'm sorry
They're
that
both
you felt
moving
that
the
way for a long
goalposts,
time.
if we're
That's
being
why I'm on
honest.
this show. I wanna
Greg is
help you
soft boy,
close
man.
the
He is.
door of this chapter,
I
right?
have
I'm
not
your
been
enemy. In fact,
so
I've been your biggest
disappointed.
champion. I've gone out of your
I've
way,
never been
as in
more
that email.
disappointed.
I want to help you get to level 2, whatever that looks like, right?
And then
I've said that
another
continuously
97,
in
98
every
more.
single email correspondence we've had. I've said, hey, I want to let you know, let's get together, let's hash this out, let's move forward, right? Every single time, even when it comes to inviting you on the show, our 1-year anniversary. Hey, Phil, come on the show. Nothing serious. Let's just come on. It'd be fun.
Just
People
come
would-
on.
Would have it
Pause.
on. Hey, Phil, do you want Street Fighter 6 is coming out? You want to help hash this out? Let's just hash it out. Let's talk it out. It'd be a great way to build a
Look at
bridge,
Phil,
which,
that
once
smug
again, that's something that
motherfucker. Look at
you
him.
Want to do. I listen. If we want to go with the build a bridge metaphor, I put down lots of wood over the last 18 months trying to build a bridge. And every single time the email wasn't responded to, or maybe you didn't check your email. I don't know, right? So
I did
who
check
knows?
the email. It's just there's no way I'm going to be playing Street Fighter with a guy who doesn't play Street Fighter, where I'm not going to benefit from it whatsoever. You will,
don't
because
you
you're going to get
understand-
another boost from my appearance on your show playing Street Fighter.
Fragile
I don't- I'm
side
not gonna get
Craig
it.
and his cup
Phil, we could've done
champion
it on your
Phil.
channel. That's the thing. You didn't even respond. But isn't that the fun of it? The idea that you play Street Fighter 6, you lay into me for fucking 9 matches. You destroy me. You're the definitive champ, and all of a sudden the king is back.
Nobody cares
Right?
about that,
He's
Craig.
la-
No one cares about you playing Street Fighter. What are you talking about?
Oh
But
no.
they care about us getting together, and Street Fighter is the conduit to do that. That's what I'm getting at. Move past the idea of Street Fighter 6, Phil. It's bigger than Street Fighter 6. The idea was just get together.
Oh my goodness. All right.
Like,
Well,
what-
here's the thing. You just apologized to me because I was hurt. I want you to apologize to me because you did it, because you know it was wrong.
Oh,
I don't think it was wrong because like I said, you yesterday,
bro,
as you
this
said
guy.
yesterday, you lied to us.
This is why Cat's
You
dating
lied to
Tyrone
us.
on the
We
side.
felt that lie. We knew it was a lie.
Cat has
Look,
needs.
was it reactionary? 100%. I'll say yes. It was wrong
So
in that it was
condescending.
reactionary with the monetize the hate stream, right? That was a
Could have been the
reactionary
Noah
thing.
in that
Am I proud
matchup.
of it? No, right? And you know what, Phil? I'm going to do you one better. Give me a charity of your choice. Give me a charity of your choice. I will
Jaspers Angels.
That day on that stream, we made $633.08. I will donate $633.08 to a charity of your choice.
Craig,
He doesn't know any.
Craig,
That
if
will
you
help close the book.
if you actually cared about anything that you're saying right now, you already would have donated that money. So you can do with it however you want. But the fact is, you have done absolutely nothing in this appearance to show any kind of responsibility or remorse for the things that you did regarding me, my community, or my reputation after the interview.
Or
And you publicly admitted
remorse!
you didn't check the avenue that you could have gotten actual evidence of what I was going
Brian,
to tell
you
you
gotta
about the
get
truth.
on this show.
So,
You need to
not tricking
avenge
you.
this
So
dub
I
that
really,
Phil
I
is
don't really
getting
know I
on
can
this
help you
fucker.
anymore at this point. You know,
Ugh.
it's like I've been saying to everyone recently. What's happened in the last month and a half is pretty remarkable. All right.
It's gonna
Basically,
turn down
everyone
helping a
for the
charity
last,
to
like,
own
10 years
Craig.
has really, like, to me, and, you know what I mean? It's kind of all coming
Martin
back.
Lewis, what
Karma,
up, Pip?
you know. Now in
You're
your
at the
case,
best
you're
time.
definitely not egregious. Okay, I want you to understand something. After today, I have no grudge against you whatsoever. All right, I'm gonna act like none of this ever happened. Really, I mean it too. I'm gonna act like none of this ever happened. We're just gonna move on with our life. You're going in one direction. I'm going in another direction.
Can somebody screen
all right?
cap this?
But you have to understand that, like, when you have a platform, you have a responsibility to be responsible with that platform. If you were going to have the big definitive Dark Side Phil interview, and even if you thought I had lied the entire interview, which I did about WWE champions, that's what I lied about, okay? You still have a responsibility after the fact to follow up. That's what you didn't do.
Thank you.
You actually didn't do the most important part. What you did was the equivalent of if, let's say, Barbara Walters was going to interview.
Oh
a
God,
big,
he's doing the
prominent person. I don't know,
pre-stream.
we're going to make this
spiel.
up. Barbara Walters was interviewing Donald Trump, okay? And she does an interview with Donald Trump, and she hits him with all the hard-hitting questions, and he answers with bluster
Yeah. So
and everything.
how does it feel
And a
to
lot of
be
people don't
the
believe Donald Trump or
Republican
whatever.
front
The next
runner,
day,
but also a
she
felon
goes on
and
a
also
public
a
appearance
SA
where
guy?
she literally says, "I don't believe a word Donald Trump said. He's an asshole. He's a piece of shit. I don't like his
I don't
hair.
know, Craig.
I don't
I've
like this."
completely
and then as she was
lost
doing
all
it,
respect for
all the
Craig. I didn't have a lot of
sponsors
respect for
of
Craig to begin
Democratic
with, but
causes are
this
sending money
definitely
to
did
the
not
show
help him.
because, oh, this is great.
But
She's
thanks for
bragging on
hanging
Donald
out,
Trump, who we
Martin.
don't like.
Really do appreciate
That's
it.
literally what you did.
Like,
That's
I
not
mean it too.
integrity.
Like, I'm hot right
That's-
now.
That's
Thank you.
bullying for profit. All right.
Phil.
And the fact that you can't admit that you did this, you say you're sorry it hurt me, but you're not sorry you did it. That just it speaks to your character. I didn't have to do anything.
Oh!
You literally just did it to yourself on the show. And that's
Phil.
the thing. I didn't have to monetize hate against you at all. You did it to yourself.
Thank you, Marionette. I
And I'm not
appreciate
going
you.
to monetize hate against you.
And thank you,
ever,
Martin,
ever.
for
It's not
hanging
gonna
out with us
happen.
on
There's not gonna
YouTube,
be a
trying to get the
decompression
channel
stream after
watch
this
time up.
where we shit on you at all. Because I don't have anything else to say once you're off this show. It's done. You did it. You did it yourself, my friend.
Just to be clear, so when Barbara Walters, who is dead, interviews Donald Trump, I
Yep.
think she's whatever. When
She is. She
interviews-
passed away. Rest in peace. She
Okay.
was a great interview.
So she has this interview with Donald Trump. Is she not allowed to talk about it afterwards?
Oh, she could talk about it, but she's not. Oh, she's not allowed to monetize hatred toward the person she just interviewed. And here's why.
Do you
Here's
watch
why.
the
No.
news?
Let me clarify
You
why.
did it to yourself.
Because if
Oh
you're
my
the
God.
interviewer, you're supposed to be fair and
Domestic
impartial,
abuse.
correct? During the interview.
Side Phil is
During the
out.
interview.
Not?
You were during the interview.
Okay.
But then, if that interviewer immediately discredits the person they just interviewed, there's not one fucking person who's going to go back and watch the interview with a fair take and a subjective glance at it and say, okay, so I will judge for myself if he told the truth. Okay. No one who watched the interview gave me that shot because you literally after the interview said, he's a bold-faced piece of shit liar. Let's laugh at him with his detractors. Ha 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 ha. Ack, 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 ack. Okay. So your interview originally was meant to be fair and balanced, and it became a hit piece because of what you did after. And I don't think you've ever really consciously known that,
Phil.
but it is. It's a giant hit
Craig
piece
offered
against
to
me,
donate
and it
over
always will
600
be.
to a charity of
Phil.
Phil's choice, and Phil turned
You
it
did
down
to
trying to
yourself,
own
man.
Craig.
You had an
This man is
opportunity to
not
call
real.
this. If it's a hit piece, it's your word.
Dude, I'm still not
Your
over him
word.
turning
I
down
was
Craig's
going
offer
to
donate
send
money.
you everything
You
you
had a
asked
chance
for.
He could have
Well,
gotten Jasper's
Okay,
blood
go
work
ahead,
done
go ahead.
twice
All right.
over.
You
I am
said, with your
screaming.
own
I'm
words,
gonna have
you
a
thought it was
headache after
very
this.
fair interview. right?
Yes.
If people look back on
His
that
ego is off
interview,
the charts. He
right,
thinks he's
and they
equivalent
are
of a
upset
former
about the
president of
interview,
America,
it's
even a
because of the
shitty
response
one.
that you gave.
True.
Nobody's going back and watching the
Fuck homeless
monetized, the hate
people.
stream, or
Fuck
no one's
sick
going back and
sick
watching the
kids. Fuck
decompression stream.
animals.
What they're watching
Homeless
is
animals.
the DSP
What a
interview.
piece of shit.
And if they're upset about something
Bro!
that happened, or if they have if they think a certain way about you or me or
I
Adam
think
because of that stream, it's based off of the
This
conversation.
is a DSP dub. I can't
not based
believe
around
I am
anything that
saying
happened
this. This is a
afterwards,
DSP
right?
dub.
That's the main point of contact that people are watching. So look, you can try to put the noose around my neck all you want, right?
Phil
And that's fine.
monetizes
Go
hate
ahead.
every day.
That's
This is an
that's what makes you feel
excellent
better. That's fine. But
observation.
ultimately,
A tip for
your
Phil is
words.
owning the
It was
trolls
your
and
lies that
detractors.
you told
Phil,
that
you
led to the
hypocrite.
ultimate
Oh,
distrust with this stuff, Phil. And
bro.
look, I'm sorry,
100%
man. Like, I hope
correct.
that you can move past this. I hope that we have an opportunity to work together again in the future.
Oh,
I
he's
do.
looking
I
for that
genuinely
grift.
do. Because I
That
do
grift
think
is real.
at your core, I do think that you are a good guy who just wants to play games and make positive content.
Craig should have brought
right?
Adam with
And
him.
you know what? I think
Top
that's
tier rated needs to be on the
extremely
level 1
admirable.
podcast. We're putting that shit out into the universe.
You can't be upset when
I
we
want to
talk
see
about
Becky
something and
crawl
somebody
up that
super
ass.
chats about it, right? I'm sorry that happened. And I'm sorry that your detractors gave us
Why are
money,
you apologizing,
right?
Craig?
But you know what? It's going to happen again. It happened today. Somebody super chatted $2, saying, "Hey, did you hear about this?" Should I give that $1.40 back? Right? Like, I don't know how to handle that, Phil. And I'm not going to apologize for people who gave us money because they felt we either did a good job or we felt like we missed something. Or did you hear
It's
about
a
this?
huge
I'm not
L
gonna
for
apologize
Craig
that.
today.
I told you I will gladly give that money to a charity, right? And I'll give it to a charity in your name, right?
Craig,
But if you don't want that, that's fine, and that's totally okay.
There you go, Sav.
I'm speechless. You actually think that giving that money to a charity a year and a half later is going to somehow make you look good or something? Like, what are you talking about?
No. I hope that I could care less. What I care about is helping you move on. Because you clearly are.
Imagine having $600 to just, hey, I'm just going to drop $600 right now.
I'm not sorry for the words that you said, right? Once again, if somebody feels a certain
Donate
way
it to the
about you, it's based off
WW.
your
Donate it
actions,
to the
right?
King's
I'm live 2 hours
coffers.
a day, 5 days a week. People see me, they know me by now, right? I've been doing this for almost 20 years. So people have a pretty good idea.
20 is a bigger number than 16, Phil.
To attack my character, I mean this with all due respect, Phil.
If we're grading on a curve,
yourself.
Craig has definitely
I've gone
held
out
the
of my
bigger
way,
L.
Phil, to treat you with respect via email the entire time. I've gone out of my way.
But you didn't check
to
your
treat you with
email
respect
those
and be
23
courteous to you
hours.
continuously. And I'm sorry that you're upset that I didn't check my email for 23 hours. I'm
God
sorry for
damn
that.
it.
And I'm sorry
God
that
damn it.
that I was pissed that you were talking shit about me, right? But I hope we can move past this. I really do.
I hope we can
And
get you
I
on the
hope that
show
this
so you
helps
can
turn the
get
page.
monetized.
Will it do it? Probably not. But one thing that I do really hope is I hope that people don't send you super chats in regards to me. But no, I hope people send you lots of money in regards to me. I hope I'll be the first one talking about myself. And I'll send you a super chat momentarily here in just a few minutes.
I don't want you to send me any super chat, Craig.
But I want to. Well,
I can't stop you if you really have to do it.
He's gonna take that money.
I don't want any money from you.
For someone whose job is literally being on the internet, I do not believe he wouldn't check his emails in 23 hours.
Where we were being completely cordial.
And then Martin says, "What year is it that emails are used as a main way to contact?"
I didn't do it.
True.
You did.
Why?
You know how I talk to top tier
No,
rated?
not why.
Twitter,
You did it. We were
Discord.
being cordial. I just
you know how I
had
talk to
an entire
Marionette?
show with Tim last
Discord.
week,
You know what
and
y'all
I have
could do?
way more gripes with Tim than I have
Discord.
with you,
Phil,
and that never happened.
Did you attack Keem's character?
Oh yeah, of course I did. And he
Stop
went back at me, and
watching
we went back and forth,
Keemstar.
we hashed
Thank
it out.
you.
Yeah.
Listen, then Keem should have told you to go fuck yourself.
All right. So
Oh
there you go.
my.
There,
Cyber
folks,
Kid,
there
what
you
up,
have it.
pimp?
There you have it. Night and
Kill your
day.
monkey.
I mean, you can't. That's all. I mean, really, honestly. But we're over. I'm sorry. I'll apologize for 2 things. I'll apologize, number one, that I did lie to you during the interview.
Which
that was
led
wrong.
to everything we're talking about.
That was wrong. And number 2, I apologize to the public that I lied for so many years, but I already did that last night on my own show, so they already know about that.
No, he lied while he
and
was trying to tell
I'll apologize
the
to you
truth.
now because we're taking too much of your time, and I know you got to get going. All right.
So let me close with this.
You close, and then I'll close, and we'll be good.
Okay.
You close first.
I want you to really think about your actions here.
Mm.
Right? Think about this logically. Please do. why were we pissed the next day?
Mhm.
Why? I'm asking you. Why were we pissed?
Oh, you want me
'Cause
to
you
answer?
lied.
Yeah,
Because
yeah,
you
yeah.
lied.
Well, it sounds to me like you wanted me to come
It
clean on
sounds
your
to
show
me. It is,
and
Phil.
get a really great piece of content out of it, because it was going to be the definitive time when DSP admits to everything that everyone's been saying that he's been doing for so long. And when I didn't do that, you basically had a nothing burger of an interview, 5 hours of a nothing burger of an interview. But it was good for my detractors. They wanted to
It was
crap on me,
great.
so
We
it
were
was a
eating
good piece for
good.
them.
Boy,
but
we
you
were
didn't have
eating real
anything for
good.
anyone else. So it
No,
didn't
as
give
I
you what
said-
you were
as I
looking
said-
for in the product. That was the problem. You were really hoping you were going to get the big confession. That's why you kept putting me on the spot about send
Live
me
for
the
6
screenshot,
hours
send
plus
me the screenshot. When we had
7
never
years.
discussed that before the
Mm.
interview. You didn't
Okay,
get it.
so-
You got upset about it. And that's why you didn't check your email, because you couldn't get the moment anymore in the interview. You thought you had wasted 5 hours of your time. And what you said was, well, now I'm going to get him back for that tomorrow. I'll make that money in this nice destruction.
You know what? Now you guys are
show
going to
that we'll
make
do
me
on
look at my
Friday.
email
That's
just to
actually
make
what
sure.
happened.
You're wrong about all that.
Okay,
Damn.
fair enough. But you
You-
asked me for my opinion, so that's there you go.
Sure. And that also tells me where your head's at. We were mad because we were lied to. Had you not lied, none of this would have happened. If you were just clear and honest with us, like you've been with like you were yesterday, everything, none of this would have happened. We could have moved on.
I
It
just
would've
had
been
to check.
yeah,
I know
we think
you
it's bullshit.
didn't
That's
email
fine.
me.
And would the Friday stream?
I
have
got
happened the way it
distracted.
did?
I'm sorry. I opened up
Probably not,
Instagram and there
right?
was
Would the monetize the hater stream
there
have
was
happened? Probably not.
there was some thirst
Because
trapping going
if
on.
you
I
just
had
were
to. I'm
honest
sorry.
From the start, none of this would have happened. So you can point the finger at me all day long, but at the end of the day, Phil, what's the old saying? You still got 3 more pointing back, right? Back at
3
you.
more.
So look,
Oh,
I'll take my responsibility. I hope you look within yourself and you take some responsibility in this as well, right? And that's fine. I do hope that we can eventually work together in the future in some way, shape, or form. Maybe you come on Side Scrollers and we do a regular show. If you don't want to deal with a politics-driven show that isn't whatever you said, right?
Right.
damn.
You were extremely nice with your words, and by nice I'm being sarcastic right now, and when you
Damn!
told us to go fuck ourselves and all that stuff. So I would like to
I
give you a
was.
fair
It
shake
was
someday on
actually
Side
collarbone.
Scrollers
Somebody
if
was
you're
showing
open
off some
to it. Like I
collarbone.
said, I want to make sure that you and everybody else knows that I am open to working with you in some way, shape, or form. But
After you
I
just
hope
got
more than anything, I
slammed,
hope you're
bro.
honest,
Come
not just
on.
with your audience, but with yourself about the situation. I appreciate your time today, Phil. I got some dad duties I got to get done. Thank you guys very much for your time.
All right.
And,
Now hold on. No, before you go, let me say my piece too. All right.
Damn.
It'll be quick. I promise.
Yeah.
This is it. This is the end. There's no more feud between you and me. Do you agree? That's it. We're done. We can stop going at each other's throats.
Phil, I haven't had a feud with you for 18 months, man. Like,
That's fine. Okay, whatever you say. Monetize the haters, but you don't have a feud with me. You want me to play Street Fighter with you. You don't have a feud with me. You want me back as a guest on your anniversary show because you know it's going to bring you hype and attention
I
from my
wanna move
detractors, but you don't
past
have a
it,
feud
Phil.
with me. Okay? But okay, fair enough. You don't have a feud, but we're agreeing to this now. It's over, right? We're done.
Yeah,
We're good.
It's over. Yeah.
Okay. So,
Craig.
and you were asking me now, a year and a half later, will I be a guest on your show? Which was
No,
what
I'm
originally
not.
was agreed to, correct? Like that's what you're saying. It was originally that was the agreement. We were going to do the interview,
I'm gonna point
and then
out.
after that, I was going to have the opportunity to be a regular guest on your show, like everyone else had been. Correct?
Right.
That was the agreement.
And after the interview, I sent you that email saying like we were just disappointed, right? And the offer wasn't there anymore after the interview because we felt lied to.
Okay. So
But
now
with that said, I hope we can move past it.
that's what I'm saying. Now that we've hashed it all out, right? We're all good.
You're okay.
You're
with me
saying
lying to you.
you're extending that olive branch, and you're saying that that opportunity is there again, possibly not a lock-in, but it's possible that I could be on your show.
I hope he turns him
Sure.
down. I hope he turns
Okay,
him down.
I'm not interested. Go fuck yourself.
No!
Okay. All right, guys. So that is
Oh!
the appearance
Oh!
of Stuttering Craig on the Level 1 podcast. I hope that you all
Oh!
enjoyed it very, very much.
Holy
It
shit!
was a good one, right? I hope that
The absolute
All right.
mad
So here's what I'm going
lad.
to do. What? I'm going to shut the stream down. What the fuck? And I am going to do a decompression stream
Oh!
right now. But I need to
Damn!
shut everything down because I can't appear on camera right now because my camera cannot work in this video and on the stream as well as in OBS. Like the Discord had an issue there. So all I have
We
to
just
do,
fucked him.
I have to shut everything down. So I'm going to end the video here. Those who watched the interview, thank you. I hope you enjoyed it. And I'm going to be right back live on
what
the
does
stream.
Twitter have to say about this, bro?
Let's do that. I'll literally be right back live on the stream with the decompression. All right, I'll be right back, everybody.
Bro. I am literally screaming right now. Guys. I'm speechless. But you know what? I was just thinking about this. You saw when he cut him off, conversations showed up on his Discord. I need someone with a sharp eagle eye to lock in and figure out where the I'ma do it. I'ma fucking do it.
Why were we pissed the next day? Yeah.
That's my opinion, so there's you go.
Sure. And
Factors, but you don't have a feud.
That's
You're Stuttering Craig. All right, guys. So that.
Here we go. Who is he talking to? Jake James Lugo? Warski? God Raven Ryu? I see you, TTR. Oh, buddy. You just doxed your convo. Not very smart. We got to zoom in and enhance. Andy99, this was pretty good. This was pretty good. Craig's career is done. Jesus. Okay, here we go. Dark Side Phil, me too, man. This will be good for both of us. Craig, you need anything from me before tomorrow, and confirming it will be you and me and nobody else. Adam will not be joining, and the casino guys will not be joining. Once again, I keep getting tagged by people saying there's speculation they're going to crash. If you want to talk with Adam, I think that would be a great conversation for you and him to have one-on-one like we're doing. DSP says, nope, man, it's totally just us. There's no snaking here at all. Lie! Guys, you heard it here first. Clip it, put it on the internet. This motherfucker once again just lied because he's a liar. Allow me to repeat. There is no snaking here at all. And I see that Phil took quite a joyous tone when he snaked Craig. Bro. I wanted to go just like it did with Keem last week. If you've seen that interview, no, Phil, he probably has not seen it. We should be good. I should be inviting you on the Discord call around 11:30 PDT. All right, so who is he talking to? Dr. Klein? Who's Dr. Klein? Who, Dante? Madaria? All right. Oh, and by the way, we now know Phil's Discord name. Phil, you fucking idiot. Look, he just lost all goodwill that he could have just had. Yeah, I DM him about saying he never fought good players to Noah. Hey, look, I ain't mad at you. I want you to get on that show. I ain't mad at you. I'm not trying to dictate what anybody else does. Ever. You talk to whoever you want to talk to. I don't give a fuck, Holmes. He's so scared of Adam. True. Phil claims to be the bigger man and then proceeds to act like the king of BS. Yeah, Craig get dunked on by DSP. Very sad way for Craig to end his career. It's over, bros. It's over. It's Jover. Is he back? Find out. Up, empty chair stream. They say Phil rage quit the interview. What's going on here? The tractor's 100% concerned. What did I miss? Rage quit. I love this new positive content. DSP did a bitch move.
Are we good? Is it working now? I had some technical issues there. My camera actually crashed.
Hey,
I had to
ladies and
redo
gentlemen,
everything.
kings and queens, and everybody in between, give it up for the lovely
Are we good now?
Lieutenant
Is
Mao.
everything
How
working
are
and
you,
everything,
my
guys?
friend?
Here?
Oh my
Can you
goodness,
hear
so
me?
good
Can
to
you
see you.
me?
And it
Are
was
we
even
good?
better seeing them collarbones. That's right, I said it. That's
We're
right,
good?
I
You sound
said
good?
it.
Okay, hold on.
He ate tacos, now eating
I just
again.
want to change my my background now.
He's still my heart. You missed it. DSP just steamrolled Craig. Bro. He's looking at his phone.
Okay, that's better.
He's looking at his phone.
Actually,
A
I think I have
wild
to turn it
Lugo
off and
spotted
on
in
to get it
Phil's
to work.
Discord DMs. Coward can't prove his point with words, so he chooses a children's tactic. Phil cut Craig off
All
like
right,
the spoiled
good.
little man-child he is.
Cool.
Gamerface Gaming has the full cap.
All right, are we ready to start?
Wow, Phil's real mature for you, for your redemption arc, dude. Big ups to Stuttering Craig.
ready?
Massive
All right,
W.
let's
He
begin.
handed
My
Phil
hair's all
multiple
screwed up from
L's,
the
and the
headphones
biggest
now.
one came from Phil himself. by
Alrighty,
running
everyone, what's
away.
going on? Welcome
Oh,
to the decompression stream and
oh,
show.
why, thank you.
After the Stuttering Craig appearance here
Why,
on the
thank
Level
you.
1 podcast.
You know exactly what to say
And-
to cheer me up.
I mean, essentially what I
I
like
am
to do, by the way, my hair's all
rocked
screwed up
right
because I was
now.
wearing headphones, so now look at I have a big dent in my
DSP
head.
totally
so of course
got
you're all
the
gonna make
dub
jokes about
today.
me being
The way he
dented and
dipped
stuff,
like
and that's
that was
fine.
so
That's to be
childish and
expected,
baby
right?
rage, like it couldn't handle an
so
like
anyway,
an adult.
Wow. That was a very, very interesting
Positive.
appearance, don't you guys think?
Damn.
Like, to be honest, now I'm going to be honest here, okay?
Are you sure about
I
that?
don't want this whatsoever to be a monetized hate against Stuttering Craig segment of the show. That's not the intention here. He literally said
Phil
in
Wage
that
quit the
that
interview
he
because
thinks
he
that's
was
what
afraid
I do.
would say
And I
more
told him, well,
mean
don't you
things
watch
to
my
him.
content? And he goes, well, no. I said, I don't do that. I don't do entire segments where I monetize hate against people. I would never. I don't do that. That's why I'm like wondering
glad you
why
like
you did
it.
it to me, right? And I'll just go ahead and I'll just say this. All right. The reason that I ended the show like I did was very simple.
Because you're an
All
asshole.
right. It's very simple.
You're an
Because
asshole.
he didn't show me respect. He literally told me, and you guys don't know this if you didn't see it yet. He actually told me to go fuck myself during the show when I was being incredibly cordial with this man.
What?
I didn't betray him. I didn't snake him. We didn't have special guests to crap on him.
You snaked
There
him,
was no
Phil.
gotcha moments. There was no, oh, here's a bunch of questions about your past. that you
Where
weren't
is it? Where is it?
expecting.
Where is
I
it?
was as cordial as I possibly could be with that man, right? Was I not? And I tried my best, but over the course of that interview, he literally did things I didn't expect he would do.
Like
He
he did
actually
things with his tongue
self-exposed
and with his
himself by reading our
fingers.
email correspondence, which
Oh.
I was like, dude, there is no way he's going to read it because it makes him look bad. And then he did. I was like, what? Like,
He said Keem should have said that.
I can't imagine, right?
Bro,
I can't
I'm
imagine
dying. This is so
that
good.
he would have done that.
This is so
and then by the
good.
end, again,
How was
instead
your
of manning
stream,
up
by the
and
way? I was
apologizing for what
hanging
he
out
did,
for a little bit on there.
he
I saw
insulted me,
somebody
told me to
coming
go fuck
through with
myself.
some automated
So,
bullshit, so
you
I got
know,
rid of that.
You really think that I was gonna spend any time with that? Like, what are you talking about?
What are you
right?
talking about?
You know, so absolutely ridiculous. But you know, you want to do contrasting stuff, like I said, okay? I absolutely, positively, 100%.
Why, thank you. I'll tell you why.
With Keemstar
You ever see
all
these
right,
quartz boys?
than I ever did with Stuttering Craig.
You take it
right?
across your
But
face
look
like
how
this,
the Keemstar
and it gets
interview
all
went,
of your
and
mucus
look how
and
the
stuff
Craig
out of your
interview
sinuses down
right?
here,
Night
and then
and
you
day.
bring them up
Because
here,
Keemstar, he gets the game,
and then you get all the gunk
he
in you.
understands how it works, right? He
Yes.
really does. And he knows how to behave himself, how to read the room, how to do
Ugh.
things properly. I'll give him
Ugh.
credit for that. You know, I don't agree with all the things he
Bro.
does. Keemstar does a lot of, you know, immoral things, I feel, in his content.
Like what?
But man, he showed me respect. We literally just talked about this last week, that if you treat someone with kindness and respect,
DSP
they'll reciprocate. It's the golden rule.
would
I just
then
showed Craig,
go
you know, nothing
on
but kindness and
to
respect. I was trying to be
snake
nice with him.
Craig.
He decided to read things that I had no idea he would ever even read, and basically self-felt it himself, you know. And I mean, I cannot help the
What
man.
is? I'm gonna
I just
tag
can't.
him.
I tried. I was like, maybe we could like get
Stuttering
him to just say he's sorry and he'll look better, and then we could just move on. And he wouldn't do it.
Craig.
All he said was he was
You know
sorry.
what? I'm not even
that
going to give him
my
the benefit
feelings were
of
hurt, and
tagging
that
him.
my viewers' feelings were hurt. He literally didn't apologize for the heinous thing he did, public bullying that was monetized, which wasn't part of the agreement of me being on his show. And then, by the way, he didn't do it once. He did it again, and he did it again. He kept doing it. It wasn't like, oh, a one-time thing. He kept doing it. So,
bro,
that was pretty crazy, in my opinion.
No shit.
I wasn't expecting that. To be
at
honest,
this
I
point.
thought
he probably,
really
probably has his hands so far
that was
up.
going to go.
I would say not
like
even
the
wrist
Keemstar
level.
interview.
I would
but
say
you know,
elbow.
I guess that's kind of the nature
He
of
has
getting
them
into this
all
kind
the
of
way
stuff.
up in
And
there.
me, I'm
elbow.
new to it, right? I'm totally new to this
You
kind
had to
of shit.
tag Craig on Twitter. Yes.
100%. It was gonna go.
People lining up in droves to be guests at the Level 1
when he told me to
podcast
go
after
fuck
this show
myself, I
for
was like,
soon.
holy shit, like
Stuttering Craig is
what
going
on
live in
earth?
5 minutes, guys.
Like, okay, wow.
Oh,
I think that. So
my
he's trying to
God.
save face and shit, and then he does like.
Holy shit.
So I mean, and by the way, after he tells me to go fuck myself, he actually thinks that I'm gonna want to be on his show. On what universe do you think that would happen? He actually, I had him going. You saw that, right? At the end.
Kill
I
the
had him
Monkey
going.
is brand new
He
to the
actually thought
Vortex,
I
and
was
he
interested in
says,
being on the
I've
show.
thought it
'Cause he was
over.
like, oh, yeah, you could come
And
on.
I don't think I care much for this discount Ricky Gervais looking fuck.
Oh, my God. Oh, cool. Yeah. Josh
This dude
Booth,
is psychotic
absolutely.
low key. No, no. I agree, but I also raise you. He is high key
Josh Booth,
psychotic.
absolutely, positively, 100%.
And yes, felted is now
Same with
cringe. It is now
respectful
cringe to say the
in
word
every way, and
felted.
we don't
You can only
agree
say it
at
ironically.
all. We don't agree with each other at all on that shit, right?
Mm.
Okay. So anyway, what we need to do is we need to do shout outs. And if a lot of these things are very negative towards Craig, I'm going to be honest with you guys. I'm going to be a man of my word. I'm not going to sit here and have this be a shooting
Felted as
gallery
an arts
and an attack on Craig. I promise
You
you that. We're not
attacked
going to do
Craig!
that.
You
If
told
it's
him
other
to
messages
fuck
or positive
off!
things, but if it's things like, oh, fuck that guy, I'm not going to be going crazy reading that. All right? That's not what this is about. It's not what this was about to begin with. But I'll tell you this. Like, that is it for me. Like, I have nothing else to say about the guy. That interview will speak for itself with the way he behaved. I don't
way
need to
he
say or do anything
behaved.
else.
What
like I
about
said,
the way
in all
you
these situations,
behaved?
these people are actually doing this to themselves. You understand? They're actually like self-felting. I didn't even really need to have to do much there. He's like, oh, I want to read the emails. Like, you actually want to prove that you ignored me at a time when you said that I should send you the information that you wanted to prove everything
What
going
do we
on.
have here? Oh,
'Cause the
Ramsey
truth
got
is,
the screen
all
cap
of this
as
would have
well.
come out
That ending was even
a year and a half
executed
ago.
with incompetence
Day
and
after the
cowardice,
interview, I
followed
would
by
have
the
sent him the
smug
stuff
cope.
about
He can't say
WWE champions.
all he
would have
wants,
had
but the
it,
point
and then on
is
Friday would have been a completely
he is
different
now a
show.
self-confirmed
But he just
liar.
couldn't
There's
be
no
bothered
scenario where Phil
to be
wins here.
professional and read his email and shit. You know, I was like, wow, you leave the avenue open.
Time
You
to
say,
go
"Send
play
it to me
victim
via
on a
email. I'm about
decompression
to do it,
stream,
you
Phil.
ignore me, and then you rag on me.
Phil isn't
Okay.
even finished
So,
saying
I
I'm
mean,
not
again, I
interested
didn't
before
do
he
it.
cut Craig
I just-
off. DSP running hog wild.
Yeah, I wish him, and I will publicly say this, I wish him the best. I really do, even though I told him to go fuck himself because it was just me retaliating against what he said.
Damn.
I wish him the best. His show has taken off. It's a political show. He thinks it's not. It's political. It's totally politics and culture war shit and stuff like that. He basically went down the same route as many other people, and he's found success doing that. Kudos to him.
And by the way, I have a
but
new channel, DSP
I'm
Politics, where
done
I
with
talk
that shit.
and
Yeah, there's
talk about
nothing
politics, but
at
really I
all.
fence sit.
At all. For
It
me to
didn't
talk
take Phil
about
less
this
than
guy
10 minutes
anymore.
to
I want no
retcon
involvement with him.
history.
I want
You
no
know how
content
it does
with
that shit
content
in
with
real
him.
time.
He
Phil.
actually thinks it would have been good content for him to come on my channel and I beat him up at Street Fighter 6. Who the fuck would have cared about that? What? Who wants to see me on the year anniversary of his show but my detractors? My viewers don't watch his show.
Oh,
How's
he
that
said
going
the
to give
word.
me a boost?
He said the word.
Like, the thing, he like lives in this alternate reality of his existence because he's found popularity in a space that already was popular. He jumped in and he's successful now. Good on him. But now he actually thinks like he's gonna give me the rub or something.
There was
There's no
so much
rub to be
felting in
given.
that interview.
No
I
one
don't even
cares
know where
about
to look because I'm up
me
to my
being in Craig's
eyeballs in
content or
felt.
Craig being in my
The
content.
saga
It's stupid.
continues. Oh, and DSP is a massive spineless coward, but we already knew that. Thank you.
Anyway,
I hope side scrollers go hard on Phil and the
let's
Kino
go ahead and
Casino
start with
clowns.
shout outs because we
In
have
fact,
a lot. By
every
the way, I have to
detractor
turn on
needs to treat
pop-ups. The
DSP and the
pop-ups have
Kino
been
guys the way
disabled.
Wings troll him.
So I
They
need to
deserve
turn on
nothing
pop-up
less. I'll let
messages,
y'all do
for your
that. I don't
contributions
touch the
now.
poo. I like
I
to
was a
sit
man of my
back and just
word. I
enjoy it.
pop-ups disabled. I didn't talk to chat. Right? I was as
He lives in an
transparent
alternate
and living up
reality.
to whatever I
The
could be
United
as I
States
could
of
be.
Phil.
And that's what he wanted. That's, shit, man. Okay. You YouTube pop-ups are now enabled. So, okay. So we'll go through the YouTube side first. We're going to read everything out. Again, guys, from now on, this is a normal stream for me. So if you could contribute to the stream to hit the goals and everything, I would really appreciate it. Let's keep that king streak alive. Let's get it to 36.
Bro, I just treated my guests like shit. I
so
need
let's scroll
money.
down here all the way. Wow, you guys were contributing the whole way, huh? So Andy had done a super chat and said we shouldn't treat him like he treated you. No, you shouldn't.
But he did, and then
treat
did
others how
worse.
you want to be treated. You want to be treated with respect, right? He says go fuck yourself. Well, then now I have the door open to say that too because he said it first, right?
An eye for an eye makes us both blind. Very petty.
But no, I don't want to be constantly.
All right, I'm gonna pull up side scrollers.
I don't. So
No, absolutely not. I don't want anyone attacking the man. I'm not kidding you when I say this. His detractors, because he has detractors, he just ignores them, which is wise.
Yo, when
Dude,
did side scrollers change
sent me,
their
like, a
fucking
manifesto.
logo to
I'm
the
not even
Nazi
shit, like,
symbol?
They sent me so much shit about him. That, and
Holy
I looked at
shit,
it briefly.
don't
I'm
do
not
that.
going to entertain this. I'm looking at it, I'm like, dude, I don't need to know about this man's history, about the shit 15 years ago, about, all this nonsense, fucking stuff. I don't want to say it because, I don't want to get the guy in
Toilet's still
trouble for anything, 'cause
broken and
that's
still
not what the
poops
point was.
into a
It's just
bag.
stupid.
Gross.
Like, why am I going to bring that shit up? But it was crazy. This guy has it, and it's just like, yeesh, right? So anyway, thank you, Andy. Andy had done another super chat here. Oh, I can actually click on these. Hold on. You can do this. Oh, well, Phoenix Arch just did one and it trumped it.
On red. Okay, I see.
He says,
Unread. How dare
he
you not
basically
respond to his
insulted
email
Craig
immediately?
And the mic. Yeah, he was having mic issues. That's not his. I mean, Discord is kind of wonky. I don't fault him
Neck
for
Fighter
having Discord issues.
says
and
that was
having the mic be
essentially a
screwed up.
struggle
That's,
session,
that's
blaming
neither here nor
everyone for the wrongs done to Piggy.
And I'm going to.
Neck Fighter, appreciate.
He's gonna monetize the hate.
Kinetic came in, says Phil did himself no favors. Did himself no favors to himself or his champions. Thanks, Kinetic. Appreciate that. It's very nice of you. Blind Wheelchair Jumps says thanks. For the
Shout
last
out to
big guy.
everybody
Hey,
with
thanks.
ADHD.
Appreciate
My
that greatly. That's
apologies.
nice. Blind Cow says you didn't coddle the man child and called him king. And I didn't coddle the man child and call him king.
Can you hear Craig now?
Yeah. Lunar says
I cannot
"Great
bring
job on the
myself to
interview."
watch it.
It wasn't an
Heather,
interview.
the end of it was worth it.
Thanks.
Steamrolled.
So
Craig was
channeling
steamrolled.
that Adam
Craig is a beta male
Hey, thanks.
cuck
Appreciate
soy boy.
Flame Mage came in as a member. Thanks, Flame
And I don't
Mage.
mean all that as derogatory terms. I'm
Strawberry Jam
accurately
says,
describing
"Hey,
what
Phil,
this guy
doesn't
just
bother
did.
You, right? Listen, this is, to be clear, this is not, and I will not stand for a monetize the hater stream. This is not that. How fucking dare you, people, with your support? All right? How dare you?
We're eating good today, boys and girls,
Unbelievable.
especially the girl. Especially.
Chaotic says amazing. Craig DSP felt
Wait,
it.
Phil got a dub on Craig by steamrolling him? What
Paul
Mirrorverse bullshit is
came in,
this?
says
True.
DSP coping and seething right now. In the words of Dominic Diamond, you see, yeah, see you, Dave. You made yourself look like a okay. There you didn't. Thank you, Paul Bear. Appreciate that.
Damn.
IP to always win says too scared to have you reply. He's a child. Big Adam came in. Says
can hear him?
should
Thank
send
you.
him a strongly worded email. Dab Batusai says you were the bigger man. What he did at the end proves you will continue living rent free in his head. Once again, I'd like to reiterate.
Craig is made out of 60% soybeans.
Joe Mack came in and says better than
I can't
last
have
year.
soy. Soy is not keto.
Lee Doe says you killed it. Amazing job. Thank you, Lee. Fruit.
I need to have more
says
symmetry.
lies to your face, but was going to send you evidence the next day of what? The lie? So stupid it's unreal. But remember, he doesn't deserve the hate. Aloha says you handled that train wreck very professionally. Thank you, Aloha Snack Bar. Rab says defending sick minerals felt it. W. Craig. Oogie T. Bra says no apology for the apology fetish man, baby. Okay.
Cadet
Jack
Tour, what
the
up,
Tripper
pimp?
says money.
Hello.
Pig Roach will never get FD.
Still monetized the hate this first time. Craig is in the clear. Yep, true.
Radial Drago says, man, it seems like he's going the way of Review Tech USA. Don't feel bad about man-child.
Craig's viewers giving him too much credit.
Mr. Lion says, I warned you not to go on his show.
Okay, so
exactly how
I think the general
pictured it.
consensus are both of them carried the L, but Craig carried the
Only
biggest
Iced
L.
Bleach says, you handled that 42-year-old man-child well. Hutzel says, well done, Craig. Now decompress the fuck out of that pig roach. It's just a decompression stream. I don't even know what you guys are talking about.
What are you talking about? I have no idea what
Killa
you're talking
Koala says, thank you. You're welcome. Soul says, Phil is coping so hard on his channel saying he won't read tips bad-mouthing you, but he will probably keep the money from them. Listen, I refuse to read anything remotely. Coed says, please send the super chats to Scopely, Phil's charity of choice. I don't know. That offer's off the table. World Profound says, what are you currently playing, Craig? Also, who's DSP? World Profound, great question. Yesterday I started playing
the capital L, Phil's is lowercase. That is a very appropriate term.
Thanks for asking.
Phil got it so bad.
Mr.
I'm surprised he
Ludacris says,
didn't turn to
congrats
Dark
on
Side
felting
Puppet.
Phil.
Ugh.
Tears for Tea
Am I supposed
says, you
to be
have
having
patience
post
of a
stream
saint in
streams?
that
Kill your
talk,
monkey.
dude.
If
Hold
you
your
want to
head
be
up high.
successful, the answer is yes.
Cryptic says, what incarnation is a DSP? That's a great question.
Craig should send a strongly
Mr.
worded
Marvin
email to
says,
the
Down
IRS about his
syndrome Phil has got
champion's
felted.
business
Listen,
expenses.
I will not
Oof.
will not tolerate any negativity towards Phil. I refuse. Never forget that Phil felt super sad for being forced to ban Degenerate Derek. Phil and his cult are all creeps. Craig, WWE champions. Free Ice Cream says, that's how you handle an addict. Don't let him off. Nervous Noodle said, just watch the interview. You respectfully gave DSP the biggest olive branch, and he decided to set it on fire.
Have you been live for 6.5 hours?
Hulk
Nah.
Came in, says, you told
2.5.
Phil exactly what he doesn't want to hear, that he needs to take responsibility. Kyle says, time to truly monetize hate. We are not monetizing the hate here. Don't stop it. Stop.
I think being disingenuous is kind of a tired trope.
Gave him a chance and he felt us. Thank you, Kyle. Copeside Phil came in with the 20. Says, Phil has nonstop talking crap about side scrollers and you for a whole has nonstop talking crap about you and side scrollers for a whole since the interview, and you say F yourself and you're the wrong person. Plus, Phil thinks you need him when side scrollers gets 3,000 views daily when his show gets 500. I don't know. NWO News says, Craig about to make bank. Take that, Phil. No, we are not monetized. This is not a monetized the hater stream. I refuse to accept your money. Countdown with Fresh came in with the 20 Canadian dollars. Says DSP felt it so hard he's shaking and on verge of tears. That's Dilemma Dome says, big ups,
Where'd all
Craig.
this cake coming from?
Purple Hockey says it's WWE Champions time. Monty,
I guess we know the answer
then.
then.
47 lies on the dock. Unfortunately, you can't believe anything he says.
I think Craig is making more money off of the hate than
you
DSP,
watch him
so I
play
think
the
that's a
WWE
W
Champions
for Craig
game.
after the
It's
fact.
Sadly, that only
that would be
thing he
funny.
loves. He doesn't
Let's
sell
count the
anything.
money.
Just
Who's
wanted
going to
to.
make more money today?
Super Boss says Phil doesn't understand.
Here's the
what he
here's the
did
real thing.
when he
If you
attacked your
really
character
wanted to
because he
troll
holds no value
Craig,
of
and
his
if you
own.
really
That
wanted
was
to
an
troll
amazing
Phil,
interview. You demonstrated
I
what
know
happens when a
what you could
narcissist
do.
is forced to accept reality. Thanks, Super Boss. Appreciate that. Zitro came in, says, has zero problems disrespecting his wife and fans. Rab came back, says, super chatting in spite of the pig roach. W's in the chat for Craig. Hey, thank you, Rab.
No W's in the chat for Craig. You got steamrolled, bro.
Your money right now. Gwintil came in, says, fantastic job on the interview. I would have lost my mind 10 minutes to listen to this insanity. Redbird came in, says, thank you from the detractors on the Go Fuck
I
Yourself.
will not help you monetize.
I don't even know what you're talking about. WF came in and says he didn't give you a charity because he has none. He said he didn't want anything from you, but he definitely would have donated that to him. Yeah, well.
Let's see what Phil's saying.
I'm not the man. He was just on here and said, I just don't check my email. I don't know why you would have someone on your show as a guest tell them to send you information via email that's critical to the story of the interview you just did and then not check your email. I just don't understand that.
at your throat from the very beginning. The only thing he wanted was an apology and you to bend the knee to the king. I'm sorry I hurt his feelings.
And think about this.
Defective Detective says you are the patient of a saint for what you did today. I would have lost my mind at his mental gymnastics. I don't watch you much, but I wish you the best with all you do. Hey, thanks so much for that. Appreciate that. That's wonderful.
Everybody that goes
Maybe give
there,
us
and I don't want them to know that I go
Hopefully
there.
we become relevant again.
If I'm looking for pictures and
Doomer
videos
says you
of
handled
Officer
yourself with
Sanders,
with such decorum. You didn't expose Phil. You just listened to him. Listen and let him expose himself with a couple reasonable questions.
These guys love their own farce.
Chris came in and says Operation Let Phil Talk will always be the best course of action. He destroys himself. He is always his biggest detractor. Great job, Craig. Thanks, Chris.
Thank you.
Sydney Mac came in and says, I want to apologize for your words. Was the most perfect response to a narcissist gaslighting I've ever heard. Well done. Sim Racing Journey says, that was the best thing I ever watched. You have a new fan and supporter. Phil, go F yourself. I refuse to accept your money right now. Data Leak came in with the €5 monies. Joe came in with $1.99. Says, what a way for him to end it. Screw you, Phil. Soup came in. Says, how dare you not read my email? I thought we had something special, Craig. I know, Soup. I'm sorry. Gaming AES came in and says, remember when Phil fought someone in Dark Souls back in the day, pulled the internet plug and started talking smack? Oh, Phil, you're still the same wuss that you were 16 years ago.
Damn.
Stop!
What Phil's saying.
Big Boss did a super chat, but it is insulting Craig directly. I'm not going to read that. Lutace did a super chat, and he says, Craig is live now talking shit. I know because, you guys just told me. Phoenix Arts did a super chat.
If I were Craig, I would have straightened up, threatened his safety. Craig is a bigger man than me in that sense. Well, again, I don't advocate
JG Winnell says, a bitch move by DSP on how it ended. Childish.
I know that guy. I know JG Win. Big ups. I know that guy. I hit him with the Leonardo
Bravo,
DiCaprio.
Craig. Zeker, the tractor, came in and says he doesn't get that people say whatever they want. Thank you, Malcolm. There's Malcolm says DSP is and the P is for pathetic and pathological. Mech Fighter says, please use this super chat as a donation for Phil's tire charity. Thanks, Mech Fighter. Appreciate that. I'm going to be very clear. None of this is going to charity. Zero.
Because of Phil.
I refuse to accept your super chats now. Stop it. I certainly refuse to accept your direct donations, and I refuse.
Okay, getting tired.
At all. I don't have to lift a finger at these people. It's pretty funny.
JG Win. I saw you, Pip. I saw you. We are amongst a celebrity here. JG Win, as seen on the side scrollers. Come on, Phil.
So now Gaia is saying Craig isn't talking shit. People are lying. I spent 10 minutes there. His supporters are talking shit, not him. He's telling people not to send him money. Well, wait, why don't you do this, Craig? Why don't you just tell your supporters to donate to charity? Right? If this is the big thing, right?
Damn,
again,
Phil.
you got to save face. Why don't you just tell your supporters right now, which is not your supporters, it's the detractors of mine who are doing this, by the way.
He's talking about you, JG.
Tell them to all send their contributions to a charity right now.
Talking about you.
Right?
JE came in and says DSP is the ultimate pocket watcher. He acts like he has morals, yet cried
Foundation
for years when spending his money on WWE champions. Honey Badger came in. Look at that with the $50.
Oh my God, guys, my ceiling is falling down on top of me. All I need to do is be a piece of shit on the internet, and I can get money.
You know, as a matter of fact, it's not, but yeah, it is.
I'd have an easier time explaining sarcasm to a Japanese businessman than Phil.
Oh,
wait, I'm not applauding that.
Thank you,
I'm
Honey
not
Badger.
applauding that.
Dolo says, with no skills, no qualifications, no work experience, no saving, no retirement plan, DSP's story is already written. It ends with him homeless in Seattle. Hey, listen, you're saying that. Mr. 007 says, love you, Craig. That was great. Keep it up. Rigor Mortis says, DSP doesn't show proof. Honk Saber, thank you very much for that. Lowenson says, excellent job, Craig. Hey, thank you very much. Appreciate that. It's nice. SDG. Phil actually thinks this is a W. Attacking your character was low, even for him. Scante Warrior says, thanks for having integrity and not letting the pig roach wiggle out of his lies. He's truly irredeemable. K Vibe says, I was for DSP redemption until what he just did to you. That's so effed up. I lost a shred of hope from him. You were right on point with everything.
No.
Based Bigfoot says, a liar talking about integrity and character. Blue Pit says, you handled yourself like a true professional. Congrats. Enjoy you dissecting his whole perspective. Are you the king now? Ack, ack, ack. I was never not the king. Nayslayer Sayer came and says, ack, ack, ack. What? Stop! Stop that! Stop! Orgasm says he lied again anyway, and how he sold the account. He would have been horrified of a road to where you asked him for receipts. He table flipped.
He table flipped.
Steven says,
Where?
you have a new fan. You handled it extremely well, and he was raging. Thanks very much. A list.
No, there's not going to be any, oh my God, blindsiding, I don't think. And the rest of it, I think we're pretty good at this point.
What? What?
But I do have to find the $20 tip animation.
What the fuck?
Worked. Okay, cool. So that was Darren.
Oh, God. All right, vibe check. I'm ready to cut it loose. I'm waiting for Memology 101 to get the best bits out of this. If Craig going to keep going
Gamer99 says, do you honestly think y'all will be on stream together after both
Coffee,
saying F yourself?
I wish I could tell you. I put all of this effort into this production. Okay.
You did very.
All right.
You did very. It did not fall for
But
DSP,
I seem to. The farthest you'll see me is make fun of these people on the internet. I don't actively go out and say that I want these people to get hurt or their lives ruined. I just sit back and watch them laugh. And there are people that come out and support. And to be perfectly honest, my greatest appreciation of support is because of your time. The watch time over on YouTube and hanging out with us over on Twitch and just enjoying each other's company. These idiots act like assholes on the internet. And people shouting, should I be the asshole? Check out. Fuck you, Craig. Fuck you, Phil. Pay me.
I refuse to accept your super
The only thing Phil is the king.
I refuse to accept your donations.
Batten.
I refuse to accept signups.
Some might say he's the master of it. I don't know what that means.
I refuse all of it. Phil said, Craig, I caught the last of the interview, but the sincerity you showed him and for him to end the call like that just showed his own insecurity. As I mentioned on X, you could have been livid.
Now, if he wasn't sweating bullets right now for that appearance, he wouldn't be broadcasting right now with my detractors to try to save face. He would be out with doing this stuff he was supposed to be doing with his family.
You mean
but
he lied?
He lied about that.
But you opened the door to lying.
He literally told me 90-minute interview because I got stuff to do with the family. Okay, 90 minutes, and here he is streaming.
He's collecting that money.
All right.
Oh, dead air, Phil.
An illusion, and constantly merges his lies with the aspects of his personality, allowing him to exist in a state of pseudopsychosis. BTT came in and says, you give his fans a chance to talk, but Phil kept saying they would be doxxed if they spoke up. Wait says, I identify as unmonetized. That's right. Good for you. Nervous Noodle says, you can't help people like Phil. It doesn't matter how many ropes and ladders he's given. He always cuts them down and chooses to remain in the...
Oh, sorry, guys. I'm looking at the YouTube chat right now, and I'm seeing everything. A lot of shit got moderated, so my apologies.
Filthy Gate Gaijin came in and says, Phil is a childish POS. Big ups to further exposing Pig Roach Craig. Copeside Phil says, so glad you held Phil accountable. So he wanted to not read super chats you got during the interview and just ignore them.
Baytium. Yes.
I'm going to do the same. Phil's renaissance is going great. The 808 Kanoe says, conversation just made me a fan of you, Craig.
Ugh.
All you wanted.
All right, I'm getting real pissed off at seeing these guys making money.
Ego. Much love to you. Hey, thank you very much. Hopefully,
so I'm going to call it.
Show and the show after that, and the show after that. Dine came in and says, Phil hesitated to ban a PDF from his community because he was nice in chat. I will not.
Let's go.
Will not accept the I will not accept your super chat.
Where'd you find this?
Ladies and gentlemen, kings and queens, and everybody.
Galaxy
let
Perfect says,
me turn this dumb shit off. Ladies and gentlemen, kings and queens, and everybody in between, give it up for the star pupil at the MCW Pro Wrestling Training Center production class. Give it up for Dom DeMarco. The latest card-carrying member of the sub club. Thank you so much, Dom, for your support. Oh, they are still going, but I'm about done with it because they both... The final too long didn't read on all of this. If you just came in, if you're watching this on a clip, they both held L's in this interview, but Craig held the biggest L of both of them. So if we were to grade on a curve, DSP won, but not by much because, bro, it was a brutal. Sheesh. And I guess with all that being said, how about we see who we're going to rate out to? If you guys have any recommendations as to who we should rate out to, please do let me know in the chat. To all of my YouTube style enjoyers, I specifically want to let y'all know that I really, really, really do appreciate you helping me out get the watch time hours up. We're closing in on the last 200 hours. Oh, Lady Doll. Lady Doll is live. We're going to go hang out with Lady Doll. She is... lovely. And oh, and by the way, Marionette, you better watch out because if you don't steal terror away from me, Lady Doll will. And that is facts. You may be in Canada where I'm also at, but she is in the UK. So I think you have a thing there. I think you're okay. Be sure to show Lady Doll the same love and support that you've been showing me. She actually got to do this excellent spotlight and showcase on small-time creators such as yourself, and I won a Chaos Crown Award for the other category as a streamer, and that makes my heart sing. Lady Doll is absolutely amazing. She has a great voice. She could literally read me my my rights and memorandum. She could read a telephone book to me, and I would find it endlessly amusing. And big ups and shout outs to everybody that hung out throughout this stream. I had a lot of fun making fun of the guy and getting mad at Craig. So with all that being said, let's go hang out with the lovely Lady Doll. Thank you everybody for stopping by, and stay tuned because the day of streaming is not over. I do believe we're going to start jumping back into Thick Thighs Thursday, the return, but that all really depends. Mortal Kombat 1 and much more. So until then, guys, thank you so much. Till next time, take care. Be safe. Peace.